Time for divine shot, KJ events. This real talk's the brand. You understand how we do, my man. I'm on that Friday night Knick shit, dripping in Knick shit. Up in the world, most famous arena with a click. That's the conglomerate. The Knicks real talk is real prominent. I'm a bit like the Omicron variant, so dominant. Paying homage to the cats in the chat. That's where it's at. Cause I'm hearing that. You don't care for how early we straight facts. We interact with the mob, the gods. Up in the pod, the squad, with the side. My entourage be on the job. My energy, feeling tripping in 10 books. As they cook my game plan, and my brand for loot and pursuit. Going hard like the New York City gritty committee. Cause that's the things we ain't always pretty, but we all stay giddy. And we embrace the fan base, like the links, Anthony Mace. We trace the logo when there's space that appear like Squarespace. Staring down on the Chase Bridge, look at that Knick City drip. There's any Dexys on the court, looking pretty legit. I say true to the orange and blue. I thought you knew, so here's a few bars to shine like stars divine to Mount Mars. Knicks real talk. Here we go, let's go.
Knicks real talk right here. I'm representing
Knicks real talk.
right here. Let's get it.
Here we go, let's go.
We here in the building.
Knicks real talk.
Let's get it.
Here we go, let's go.
Yeah, for real. Yes, sir.
Knicks real talk.
We here.
Here we go, let's go.
Knicks real talk. Let's get it. Let's get it. Yeah, for real. Yes, sir.
Let's get it. Yo, salute. What's good, everyone? Knicks real talk. Let's get it. We in the building. I got my partners in crime in here, man. We're going to get a popping nice show tonight. We're going to get down and break down the Donovan Mitchell talk. We're going to get into the Jalen Brunson welcome to New York thing. We're going to also talk about the centers that we got on the team, the three-headed monster that we got down here with Hartenstein, Mitchell Robinson, and Jericho Sims. We're going to get into that and more Knick news and all that good stuff. But first and foremost, let me bring in my partners in crime. Shaw Powers, what's good?
Salute Divine, salute KJ, salute to the chat. Let's get it.
Sir, KJ Events, what's going on, fam?
Divine Shaw, salute to you all. Knicks Real Talk family, salute. Let's go. I'm excited like everybody else is.
Yeah, real talk. Salute to the chat and everybody where you're streaming them from. Yeah, I know what it is, man. Get in here. Let's talk this Knick talk, drop all this knowledge and all this good content. And so salute to the chat where it's at. Jet for Life in the building already. Will in the building. Johnny Davis already in the building. Sam Hunt, salute. I hope all y'all having a great Friday. The heat wave is out there. It's hot out there. So you know what it is, man. Drink a lot of H2O and all that stuff to keep you cool, man. But hey, we here though, man. I got the panel here on a Friday night. A lot of buzz out there, man. Donovan Mitchell, you know how that thing is out there. That thing is all over Twitter. And for all those follow me on Twitter, Facebook, and all that good stuff, man. But that's out there right now. That's a big thing looming in the right now going in this regular season. Shaw Powers, the Donovan Mitchell talk. That's the elephant in the room right now. You know what I mean? Everybody wondering what's going to be with that, whether he's going to be a New York Knick or he's not going to be a New York Knick. If he is going to be on a New York Knick, what you got to think about how good this team's going to be. This cat has been a 20-point scorer ever since he came in the league, hands down. And a year he missed, he haven't scored over 20 or more. So he's definitely a dynamic player. And I think he'll make a difference on his team, man. So, Shaw Powell, what do you think, man? Tell me what you think about this Donovan Mitchell thing, brother.
Well, I'm totally with I've been thinking about it two ways because I know how I don't want to say disappointed, but if we don't get him, what will we do? We have two options. If we get him, we're easily a 50 win team. I believe. If the way they repositioning this team right now and all these other rumors that are out there, if they reposition this team the way the rumors are out there, it's going to be a strong team in the East, man. And without Donovan, I believe we're a pretty good team. The only thing that I feel is we have to figure out what we have to do with Evan Fournier. Are we going to keep him or not? Because Evan Fournier, if we keep the thing the way it is now, Brunson on the team, I think Fournier goes to the second unit or Fournier doesn't play if Cam Reddish is there. So it's a couple of things that, but I believe with that, with our regular team right now, I think we could be about 45, 40, 42, 45, 47. This is a good young team, man. And they played together they've been playing together. And once they get into the rotation of playing together, I think they're going to be a good team.
Yeah. Real talk, KJ. You know what I mean, man? I'll be on Twitter just, doing my Twitter thing. I mean, they got the guy, one of the radio announcers in Utah talking about it was a done deal and it was blah, blah, blah. I mean, you hear it all the stream, you just can't get enough of it. It's like everybody waiting for that news to drop any minute. But I say all that to say is that if we get this brother, man, his numbers speak for itself. I mean, I think he makes a big impact on his team, and I really think that his skill set is there. I mean, his numbers don't lie, like we always say, numbers don't lie, and the cat been putting it up since day one. So, how do you feel about him coming on, being a part of this Knicks organization, helping this team, move forward or whatever the case may be?
I feel great because we never had this before. We're superstar hunting right now.
Right.
But had last superstar, big time superstar that everyone as a household name was Patrick Ewing, late 90s, early 90s. So we haven't seen this in this realm of Knicks Real Talk family. We haven't seen this. So yes, go after that star if he's there. He can get his dad works for the Mets. Go get that man. He's in New York. He wants to stay here. Go get him. If we get Donovan Mitchell here, we are a top 2 team. It's the Knicks and anybody else. That's how I feel. Think about this, guys and Knicks and ladies in the chat. We won 41 games with Alfred Payton. and I say that to say I'm not saying that to knock Alfred Payton because what he provided for us at Knicks as the point guard for that year, he was a good facilitator. He made people better. So now you bring right, he's a point guard. So now you got a guy like a point guard, even without Mitchell right now. I think we are already a 50-win team with the true point guard. Because that analogy I mixed in with Jalen Brunson. Now you add a guy like Donovan Mitchell with a Jalen Brunson, we're a top 2 team.
Wow.
So I'm excited about that, Devon and Shaw. Again, we get him here, get our man, and we'll deal with whatever else. Because again, I said this before. We get Donovan Mitchell here, he's going to attract more and more people to come here to play with him.
Facts. New York, that's all it's going to take. It's going to take.
Hey, real talk. Hey, listen. I do think that this cat he changed the dynamic, and and I know a lot of people be concerned about his height and all that, but you guys can't be concerned about his height because his height didn't change when he was in Utah. Still put up 20 a game. His height didn't change when he was with Utah. He come to New York, don't mean that height gonna make no difference either. It is what it is. His numbers don't lie. The man been putting up 20-something, All-Star 3 times.
If I'm not mistaken, he gets two steals a game too.
Yeah, real talk.
That's not shiesty.
Yep, yes, indeed. Salute to the chat. Salute to Marvin. I'm respected from other side. Salute to you, my brother. Appreciate you getting in. Salute to the chat. Make sure y'all hit them thumbs up. Let's start running them up right now. We got to show we want this thing to be to the top, because we're gonna keep this content popping. But for me, here's the one thing about me. Forget all the hyperbole and all that nonsense. Let's just deal with the numbers. The numbers don't lie. Understand what I'm saying? The man been in the league since 2018, and he's been in the playoffs 3 times. You know what I mean? So every time he's been in the playoffs. So that's a lot to come right into the league, and your numbers stay the same. You still in the playoff. You still progressing. Obviously, you in the Western Conference, and you couldn't get past. You want Rudy Gobert, and your guy couldn't get past a lot of dominant teams there. But he was in the mix every year. I'll never forget KJ Ashab when him and Jamal Murray was going at it in the bubble. Them cats was dropping 50 on each other, 45, 50 on every given playoff game. Them cats was getting it. I'm like, okay, that brother got skills. You know what I mean? And I think that if you get a brother like that with R.J. Barrett and Jalen Brunson facilitating like that, we'll deal with it. If Julius there, fine, it's gonna be tough. But even if he there, you just more talent around more talent. You know what I mean? And Shot Powell, I think that you got, if you can get him in here without messing up the infrastructure and not how would I say sacrificing everything for for that, but you still keep this thing in motion. I think you got to go take a chance at him. I just think it's the right thing to do.
Man, Donovan Mitchell changes his whole team just as well as Jalen Brunson, but with the two of them together, the most things that I've seen out and looking around and stuff like that is about the perception of how these guys are short in stature. Now, I mean, that is true. They are short. They're both about 6'1" each in height. But you know what they do have? They got hard, man. They got dog in them, man. They not just going. They come into the New York Knicks. All right, I'm just maybe because I'm a Knicks fan and I'm a homer for the Knicks a little bit more than I should be today. But if you put these two guys on the Knicks front court, the guard is going to be electrified. These guys are going to work it out. And I'm telling you, I feel if he comes, Julius Randle is going to work out too. Julius Randle is going to be that guy that has this year about the same numbers, 19 points, about 11 rebounds, maybe 3 assists. I think he's going to be that same. I think these guys are going to set everybody up, man. If we could, even with just Brunson being on the team, that's what I'm. But if we get Donovan too, he scores, he rebounds, he could drive. Can't you wait to see him coming down the lane and bouncing it 2 times and going up? And that's everybody's gonna be waiting for that. So I'm waiting for it too.
Yeah, real talk. Salute Wendell Keller. Wendell, I agree with you 100%, man. But salute to you, Wendell Keller. Make sure you get that like, subscribe. Wendell, come in, join the family, and get it popping. For me, KJ, it's simple as this here. With a dude like that, him and Jalen Brunson, that's a big upgrade in the New York Knicks backcourt for the last big upgrade. When I mean a big upgrade with Donovan Mitchell and Jalen Brunson, that got to be probably one of the Knicks' top backcourts they had, maybe since Clyde Frazier. I don't know. Think about this here, though. You know what I mean? Being realistic. But think about the last time, other than Stephon Marbury, maybe Jamal Crawford. You know what I mean, or something like that. But just think about the dynamics of that backcourt and what them cats. They winners. First of all, they winners. They show and prove winners. They can show and prove. Their numbers don't lie. They competitors. And I think, like I said, I think you got to go get this guy. I think he makes a hell of a difference for New York. But at the same time, you can't mortgage the farm. But at the same time, you got to, you can't also say, well, we can't give up this, we can't give up that. You got to go get this guy if possible. If everything out there out there in the stratosphere is true about Donovan Mitchell, wouldn't love to play in New York, though he haven't come out and said he want to trade, but we know deep down in his heart that's a wrap. But if you could get this young man in New York to pair with R.J. Barrett and Mitchell Robinson and Jalen Brunson, Randle for now, but whoever the case may be, that's a solid team, bro. I don't care what nobody says. You cannot convince me. Jalen Brunson, Donovan Mitchell, R.J. Barrett, Julius Randle, and Mitchell Robinson is not a damn good team. And I really believe that that'd be something good to see in New York, man. Real talk. I think that'd be a solid starting 5, and depending on what they do coming off the bench, but I think they'd be good to go.
Absolutely. And like I said, he might not be saying physically, I want to be a New York Knick, but his actions speak louder than words. And what I mean by that is he's spotted in New York City. He's playing basketball up there with the guys up there. He's been in New York City. He doesn't want to stay in Utah. Again, his father works for the Mets. Get the man here. He wants to be here. Again, and who knows what the style is. Maybe it's just trying to get all the pieces together. But again, Devon, you made a good point. We don't know. We haven't seen this in a long time. You can say Stephon Marbury and Steve Francis, right? But to me, at this point, if you compare those two, the Stephon Marbury and Steve Francis backcourt to a Jalen Brunson and Donovan Mitchell backcourt, I'm going with to me, Francis was a high jump and Marbury was a show. But these guys are proving a little bit more. So, again, I like this backcourt going forward. Hey, they were short in Utah. They were short in Dallas. They not the only shortest point because of it. Yeah. Muggsy Bogues, Earl Boykins. Different time in the NBA. But, again, we have to get over the height level. These guys are solid NBA players that are playoff experience. And we haven't had this on this New York Knicks team, along with the guy like a Mitchell Robinson and a Julius Randle. So you put 2 point guards on this team, 2 guards that if one guard goes out the game, the other guard can control the game, and you bring in a piece like Quickly or whoever else is in, it's going to make everybody better. So you bring that guy in because guess what's going to happen during the playoffs when everything slows down? Now you have guys that can handle the pressure. And then let's not forget, if we keep D Rose on this team, we still got D Rose on this team. Again, we didn't have D Rose for the last 30-something games or 40 games, whatever it is last year. And we know what he can do. So, again, I like the direction. I love where we're going. But get the man here because, again, I'm going to keep saying it. He's going to keep attracting people. So you get that man here.
Yeah, real talk. Yo, salute to the chat. Salute to everybody coming in, man. Linda Lynn, good to see you. Real talk. G-Man 78, salute. JW, already know White Flock in the whole chat. Sam Hall in the building. Giancarlo, DeLaura, salute to you guys, man, everybody. But listen, man, let's let the numbers speak for themselves real quick. Here go Donovan Mitchell's career stats and playoff stats. Just let the numbers speak for yourself. You'll see why it's important to get this man here. If you look at what this cat been doing, guys, coming in 2017-18 rookie year, 20 points a game. Shot 34% from 3. Not bad. 80% foul, tech shooter. If you look at it year by year, 23 points a game. 24 points per game, 26 points per game, 25 points per game. That's the regular season. He's averaging 36 in the career from the 3-point line, which we can work on getting that up. It's not bad, but he can get that league average just about. But look at his playoff numbers though. 24 points a game, 21, 36. I never forget him and Jamal Murray was getting down in that bubble, man. I was like, these cats is going at a mano. They was 50 a game, 40 a game. Denver, Utah, that was crazy. But then you look at his next year, 32 a game, 25 a game. This cat is averaging 28 points a game in the playoffs, in the Western Conference. You know what I mean? In the Western Conference, Shaw Powell and KJ. And you're playing around some of the most stiffest competition you probably can play out there. But ever since this cat been in the league, he never dropped under 20. That's the reason why, to me, you got to get that cat in New York City by all means, because them numbers just don't lie, brother. And I think he can get it popping, KJ, for sure.
Again, yeah, absolutely, man. We haven't seen this here, so we get the guy here and let the chips fall where they fall.
Mm-hmm. Facts.
It brings excitement. The Knicks fans, we are already excited. What we got? Let's take, even without a Donovan Mitchell on this team, what seed are we? Like, I still think this is a good team, even without Donovan Mitchell. But you put a Donovan Mitchell on this team, that's just the icing on top of that cake, And right now, they done fed us all summer. They keep feeding us, and now it's excitement for fans. So again, Devon, I'm asking you, if we don't get Donovan Mitchell, what's the reaction? Do we overreact? Are you a little upset that we didn't get him? Because to me, this Donovan Mitchell thing in New York has taken all over the NBA platforms, over everything. So we don't get this man. How are you guys going to feel?
I would feel disappointed. I won't feel mad if we didn't get him because it wasn't the Knicks' fault. Now, if Utah just don't want to do something, or another team might just beat us because we can't give what the other team give you, I won't be mad. But I would have been mad if the Knicks just said we're not going to do it. If they could do it and it won't mess up the infrastructure. But I would be a little disappointed. But I know it's not the end all be all because we got a good team down here, no matter what. But I just think Donovan Mitchell takes the Knicks to another level, and he sets us up for a bigger thing going on a couple of years down the line that we might can really get into that championship contender mode. I think having a Donovan Mitchell all sets of Jason Tatum. Now having RJ all sets of Jalen Brown. Having Brunson all sets of Marcus Smart. Having Mitchell Robinson all sets of Robert Williams. And not only that, Al Horford is not Julius Randle. So to me, we can compete with these cats, with that team. That's why I want him here. And he keeps us young still, and we got a nice bench. So I'll be a little disappointed, KJ, but at the end all be all, we still got a good team. That's why I would put it. I would put it there. That I think I would be a little disappointed. I really want this cat here, man. I think he fits what we're trying to do. Shot Powers.
I'm already said, man. If we could get him, I'm happy. I think we'll be a plus 50, a 50-point plus team this year. If we don't get him, I think we still have a good team with Brunson bringing us with the point, setting up everybody. I still think we're going to be somewhere between 42 to 47 wins. I'm gonna give it like a 5-game window. And I want him here though. Do I want him to here? Of course. I want to go. I want to go to the Garden and see him do that. I want to go see him perform in the Garden. I could go see him anytime I want to, instead of watching them on TV or wait till they come to play the Knicks. If they play the Knicks, something like that. I love to see him right here. Him and Brunson, they're gonna do some damage here, man. They're gonna make everybody look a little better, man.
Yeah. Hey, let me real quick, KJ. Let me answer. John Carlo. You know what I thought about that? Here's the reason why I would go with the picks. Because with knowing that you got Julius Randle, and I thought about this. I went to chat everybody and Shaw Powell and KJ to help me out on this, and I thought about this. But think about knowing that we got like Derrick Rose, Julius Randle, Evan Fournier, and them. I'd rather give up the picks because I think we can get picks for them. Because here's why I say that. If Rudy Gobert got you 5 picks or Donovan Mitchell get you 8 picks, regardless you may think about you don't like the way he might have been doing lately with the way Julius Randle should get you 3 first-round picks. If Donovan Mitchell can get you 8 picks, literally, and players, Julius Randle worth 3 first-rounders. Julius Randle was that good. You know what I mean? So Donovan Mitchell number is 25. Look at his numbers career, 25, 4, and 3, last year, but Julius Randle been putting up 20, 10, and 5. You know what I mean? So I do think I say that to say, John, G ain't call if I'm saying that right. I'd rather give up the picks because I think we can get them back. Derrick Rose will get you a first round pick on a contender. I think Evan Fournier will get you a first round pick. And I think Julius Randle will get you a couple of picks. So I do think, and that way we get to keep Obi, Grimes, Cam Reddish, and all. We get to keep them, but relinquish the picks because I think we can get the picks back the way Brock Aller will and deal. I think we can get them picks back some way. You know what I mean? If you move Julius Randle, you can move him for a couple of pieces, at least 2 first rounders. And if you move Derrick Rose and Evan Fournier, you got your 4 picks back. So that's why I say, it's interesting about that, man. I think we can make something happen regardless. I think the Knicks will be all right, but I'd rather give up the answer my man's question, KJ. I'd rather give up the picks and keep the talent that we got if we can, and just we deal with the picks down the line. They're gonna be low 20s anyway for a while anyway.
Right. Again, you never know. You take a guy in college, you might have been a superstar on the team. You come to the NBA, you're not that same person. So again, do we want to keep going with the same rhetoric every year? We draft people and we're just building them up, not knowing what we're getting. If we're getting, even though the Knicks have drafted well, but we're right now, what Leon Rose in the front office is doing, they're cleaning up bad deals. Where years ago we could have had a Donovan Mitchell, we could have had a Jalen Brunson if we would have drafted well. We didn't draft these guys. You know who we wound up with. So again, I think the Knicks are at a point right now where they got enough draft capital and they have enough young assets to trade away for some to get somebody else back. And if I can give away 5 to 7 picks for a Donovan Mitchell, a guy that's in his prime, a guy that's averaging 24 some points a game, the guy that's an all-star, has been in his league, I mean, there's really nothing else we could really talk about. We just don't know. We're not on the inside, so we don't know what the holdup is, but we know a deal's getting done. And we have to get this done. Like, I would be disappointed because they done psyched this all up. They done psyched this all up. Now, even though, guys, it's one of those things where we didn't know what the Knicks were going to be coming into this year after last year. But they got us all psyched up, and they have to get him. I'm sorry, they got to get him.
My man, Dylan. Let me salute Dylan right quick. Dylan, the Mad fan. My man, Dylan, the Mad fan. Salute Dylan. I got a good team this year, man. Salute to Dylan for coming in. Though you always representing. And Keith Taylor, real quick, shot power. Keith Taylor, that Michael Ray Richardson. I didn't think they're ready for that. That's why I put Ray Williams and Michael Ray. That was bananas, bro. But I didn't think they was ready for that. So, but that probably would have been the best backcourt of the Knicks right there. If Michael Ray Richardson and Ray Williams. That was off the chain right there, bro. I just don't know. I don't know if a lot of people in the chat remember that.
I seen that documentary on Michael Ray Williams.
That man, y'all need to go check them Knicks. That old Knicks, man. Them boys was bananas, bro. Real talk. But yeah, go ahead. I shot my bad.
It wasn't. I'm with giving up the picks too. I'm ready to give up 7 picks. I'm easy. I've been saying it. 7 picks. I give up 7 picks. One of the reasons why I say 7 picks too. The spacing, if they want 3 first, I mean, we could give them 3 first rounders, the 23. We could give them 25, 27. Those picks that are first rounders that we're giving up, what it really mean? I mean, like some of the guys towards 25 and 23 just in the second year of high school right now. You know what I mean? They're young guys, man. They're 14. What's 23 years from now? So if they're 15 now, they'll be 18 going into high school. Some of these guys that we'd be looking to draft maybe come out 18, 19. I mean, I'm tired of dealing in the draft right now. Trade all the picks. Let's become a good team. Let's become perennials. That's what I want to do. I want with Donovan Mitchell. I think we become perennials. We're going to get somebody next year. We can hold on to Julius Randle this year. We may not have him next year. We may not have Obi Toppin next year. We may not have a couple of these guys next year. These guys, if we don't trade them now, they may get traded, after next year or mid-season or something like that, man. We gotta the way they're structuring this thing right now is real business-like because Obi's getting ready to come up for a contract. He's a big primetime guy. He get out there this year and get 12, 15, 20 minutes and produce 14 points and 6 rebounds. He's a commodity next year. He's a big dog next year. His money that he's getting paid is not the same. It's not equivalent to what he's worth on the court. So just like right now, if Utah want Obi Toppin, there was some speculation out there about Obi. I mean, but I give up 7 picks easily, man. If to get Donovan Mitchell, what are we gonna do with these 7 picks? We give them 4 free picks that we just got, and 3 off first round picks that's gonna go to 27. By 27, we'll be a different team by then. And we still have 4 first round picks and 11 second round picks. And like you said, Devon, very good what you said, man. The same way all these players that we trade will become more picks. So give the picks up, man. I believe Randle could get you 2-3 first round picks. I believe Rose could get you 1 first round pick, just like you were saying, Devon. So let these 7 picks go, man. We'll get them back in about 2 years.
Yeah. Hey, White Falcon, real quick. They got, I think, for Rudy Gobert, White Falcon had a question. I just want to get up there. I think it was 4 first round unprotected, if I'm not mistaken, for Rudy Gobert. It was let me get it right. Kessler. What's the cat name? Patrick Beverly. Quite a few players and 4 picks on White Falcon. That's what they did for Rudy Gobert. So you can't tell me you can't get that. At least get 2-3 from Julius Randle. Because he a Nick and nobody don't like the shit he do. Let's throw all that aside. Let's just talk about his talent only. Julius Randle's skills. So I think the Knicks could do that, and I agree with you, guys, and shot KJ. I think the picks we can get them back. That's not not a big deal. Me. I think they're gonna be low, and you got to remember we got 11 second rounders. So you don't necessarily got to give them all the first rounders. You still got to prefer second round, and we still got some stuff to deal. But I think Julius Randle, Evan Fournier, and Derrick Rose will bring us some first picks back. At least 1 round or 2 there. So I think we still will be able to keep the infrastructure together if we go all out. Because you think about them unprotected, they never was ours anyway. Because we traded for the number 1 pick, the 11th pick. So it don't matter. It's not like the picks ever going to see the court anyway. You know what I mean? So I think if you can get them in there with a couple, if you got to give up 3 or 4 unprotected first, do what you got to do to get that boy. Because you don't know if any one of them picks going to pan out to be Donovan Mitchell. I can tell you that. You never know. Right. You don't know if any of them picks going to turn out to be a Donovan Mitchell. So sometimes you got to pay to play. You know what I mean? Scared money don't make money. You know what I mean? But go get that boy, man. I think that's going to be him and Jalen Brunson would be a nice backcourt. Like we said, the numbers don't lie. KJ, I ain't worried about that. That height enough. Like Shaw say, it ain't the size. It ain't the size of the dog. It's the fighting the dog. The boys is winners, man. They'll make the franchise much closer to be. They win it. That's the most important thing. You got 7'11" cats ain't winning. You got 7'4" guy ain't winning. These cats is winners. They won on every level almost. So let's go make it happen.
What do you believe the holdup really is?
Danny ain't playing hardball. I mean, it's negotiations. It's negotiations. I think that's what you do in negotiation because you know what? Much as we might want to get somebody can come and give them better offers. Somebody might come and give you a better offer than the Knicks who might be willing to do it. I think the Knicks are in the best position to do it, but that don't mean somebody can't wheel and deal and 3 teams involved and blah, 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 wind up giving us a deal with a player that might be better than what we got. But I do think we got the best package. I just think it's all about negotiation. You know what I mean? You don't jump on the first offer. I don't even do that when I'm buying real estate. You just keep negotiating. You keep who's gonna come with the best deal. And I think tough as Danny Ainge is, he's a willing deal. That's what he do. He's a tough, but you got to play hardball with him. So I think Leon Rose doing the right thing because I don't think nobody right now can give a better package than the Knicks. So I think it's just negotiation to me.
I think the deal is done already. Everybody went on vacation. Said, listen, we finished the deal after vacation. I don't want to sound like I gave in too much. I think whoever's going to go out there, I think the plan is already in play. They're trying to get waivers going on. Everybody once they leave the team now, everybody's broken up. So nobody really is going to know what happened. Everybody's on vacation. They start switching things over. They still got a little bit of time. August is coming. I think the deal is done. I think they're just waiting. I think they're just out on vacation right now. They're out on vacation for 2 weeks, and when they come back, they'll sign the deal sometime mid-August.
Yeah, and you know what? And I believe that too. I just think that the way Donovan Mitchell is, I believe he may have went to Utah already and told him this is his destination. Just because he's not coming out saying that, because to me, he can expedite this trade if he comes out and says, "I want to go to the Knicks." But he's not doing that. But all signs are pointing, I'm a New York Knick already. You saw his tweet, man, God is good. So that gets people, that's triggering people. Like, oh man, who's he talking about? He's talking about the Knicks. So my thing with that is, I think we get a deal done by the middle of August because, again, we're going to start training camp soon in September. We need to know. We want to know what team we got going in, who's going out, who's coming in. Let's get these guys together. And you add a guy like Donovan Mitchell, guess what? It takes pressure off a guy like Julius Randle. Even adding Jalen Brunson is going to take a lot of pressure. Julius Randle has been under pressure since he's been at Knicks to be the man. And then when he became the man and became the MVP that year of the year that, you know, we went to the playoffs, 4th seed, you know, it was a lot of pressure for him the following year to repeat that without a point guard. So now you put this guy here, telling you guys, it's 1 and 2. I'm saying 2 seed, 1 and 2 seed. It's going to be New York Knicks because, again, we've seen the year with just Alfred Payton as the point guard. I have to base it on that year. He made everybody better. Subparts, and you put 2 guys here at the guard position that can interchange the ball, bring it up. We take the ball out of Julius Randle's hand and everybody else and let these guys facilitate. And then we worried about the bench. We got something here, fellas and ladies.
Yeah, real talk. Hey, moves and stuff. Yeah, we went over that. I had broke down the salary cap thing last week on our show. Let me put it up. And what we did was we realized, like, with all 5 of them guys, that's about $129 million in that starting lineup. Believe it or not, with Randle, if you get, you know, we obviously went over it last show we had, but yeah, that's going to put you at $129 million. So you're going to have roughly about $30 million to not go over the salary cap. And we figured with Hartenstein, Jericho Sims, I thought if you can keep Obi quickly and somebody else, that'll put you right about $150 million, which is going to be $150 billion. I'm remember $50 million, right? Sorry, $150 million. That would be right. The luxury tax is $150,254,000. We'd be roughly right under the luxury tax, and that's counting still in the RJ. What I put RJ in there about $30 million. So they kind of brought it to $129 million in the starting lineup. But that bench with Hartenstein, Sims, Obi, Quickly, and maybe Grimes would have put us at $150 million. $150 million. Yeah. So I mean, it's doable, but I do think that, and we get into that in the next segment. Matter of fact, we'll bring that up. That's why I put, you know, the Julius Randle situation, man, and you know, and I thought about that, and it was like, if you look at the Julius Randle situation, and like I said, where does Julius Randle fit in the grand scheme of things? From what I see, we probably start the season with Julius Randle, obviously. You know what I mean? If he's not traded. And if he is, and you still get down to it all depends who they give back in the Utah deal. We still can make this team pretty solid with Julius Randle. Like I said, it's going to be a $129 million starting lineup. You know what I mean? Starting 5, rather, I meant to say. But still, I think it could get done. But I do think, what do you guys think? Do you think Julius Randle and Evan Fournier? I still think, for me personally, just for the salary thing, I'm on KJ. I'm on KJ, and we've been on it for a while. If the Lakers want to move Russell Westbrook in a first-round pick, now check how you could do this. You move Russell Westbrook in a first-round pick, right? The Lakers get Julius Randle and Obi Toppin. We take Russell Westbrook and that first-round pick, send it to Utah for Donovan Mitchell and the rest of the picks. They got a $47 million contract. Danny Ainge would love to get off the book. He good with that. You know what I mean? So if you do a 3-team trade, we get Julius Randle, Evan Fournier out there. We get back another number 1 pick with Russell Westbrook, the via trade with the Utah Jazz. You send Russell Westbrook, your 4-8 picks, whatever you got, and whoever out there. Danny Ainge love that because he's getting that money off the books. You know what I mean? He'll love that deal, and he's getting all them picks. So I just think that if you had to go that route, yeah, I still think we'd be in a good place. If we had, that's my situation with Julius Randle. I think that's the best thing. I think it works out for the Lakers. Having Julius Randle and Evan Fournier with them cats would be a damn good team when you already got LeBron, AD, and now you got somebody like Fournier who can shoot the ball. You got somebody like Julius Randle who could play in the post with AD now and then. So I think it would be a good move for them, but I think that's the only scenario with me, Shaw Powell, that the Julius Randle thing is like, if we here, I still think we're a good team. But if you can move him and Evan Fournier, that might allow you to keep a Cam Reddish and an Obi Toppin and Emmanuel quickly and grind. And then, Danny Ainge got his picks, and he got a guy who make a $47 million that's coming off the book. He's very happy. You know what I mean? So I just think it's something like that will work out either way you put it. Your mic, brother.
I've been hearing the three trade deals, and I also been hearing either the straight Julius Randle and just relinquish Westbrook's contract when we get him and stuff like that. To hold the money for next year. I mean, it's a okay deal. That deal, if that deal happens, that might be maybe trade line talks or something like that. See how good Julius. That might be what we can't get rid of Julius now. Let's see what happens at the All-Star break or something, a trade deadline or something like that. Maybe let's see how good he. I think Julius is gonna have another. I think Julius is gonna have, and I've been riding Julius pretty hard, but I think with these two guys on the team, he's not gonna have the ball in his hand no more. You're not gonna see him hold the ball for 8 seconds and try to dribble down the lane and do a spin. He's gonna be put at his spot, and when he gets the ball, he knows he's going to score. Go to score. I give you the ball, go to score. So I think he's gonna have a different type of game. I think he might have a different type of running that down low game, getting the ball and driving it to the hole. It's very powerful, man. If you watch Julius Randle, some of his highlights and stuff like that, he really can penetrate to the hole and make left-handed, right-handed, left side, right hand. So, but to get him, we would lose that money by paying him out this year. So the money wouldn't do nothing for us this year till the end of next year. So, I'm with it. That's only if we don't move Obi.
Right. Well, you know what? Yeah, right. And KJ, for me, like John Carlos said, Giancarlo, Randle is a problem now. Ain't nobody looking to say trade Julius Randle. I think the Knicks would do with that. This was so impressive about that move. I'm only looking at it from this standpoint. Donovan Mitchell becomes Julius Randle, right?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Jonathan Mitchell now becomes to the Knicks what Julius Randle's supposed to be. RJ Barrett's on ascending, so now RJ Barrett becomes maybe what Julius Randle was. And then Jalen Brunson picks it up from there. So on top of that, you got that Donovan Mitchell contract now become Julius Randle contract. I'm good with that. You know what I mean? For this reason. And then that RJ get his bag, with that move, you might be able to give Cam Reddish some money. Say, Cam Reddish, look, listen, we're gonna give you this blah blah blah, maybe for a year or two, you prove yourself, and then we'll talk about down the line, blah blah blah, because by then you can kind of go over the cap because you took away a lot and bought in less. So I think it's a good scenario for the Knicks. But
hold on, Devon, I got a question, Devon. We still holding on to Obi?
Yes, Obi.
Oh, okay, yeah, I'm with that.
Because here's why I say that. Why I don't have a problem moving Julius Randle because Donovan Mitchell coming. If Obi give you, check it out. If Obi give you 17 a game, 16, 17, hypothetically for $2 or $3 million, Carmelo Anthony did 13 points a game. So now you got Obi Toppin Pie getting 3 points less than Julius Randle in the starting lineup. But Carmelo Anthony was giving you more than at the time than Obi Toppin was giving you off the bench. So you're not losing nothing, but you saving almost $100-something million. You know what I mean? So it's one of them things, KJ, where you got to play chess. I think Brock Olive probably know better than we do. You know what I mean? But I think they can make it happen, though. I think no matter what, the Knicks is in a good spot to make things happen for sure.
Right, and I think a lot of us as fans, we really want to see not Obi Toppin, Mitchell Robinson, and Julius Randle with finally a point guard. If we can get two of them, because again, they're going to make everybody better. Tibbs doesn't have to pay Julius Randle 35, 40 minutes per game. Give him some more rest now. You got guys in there that can do it. You're going to have a solid bench, a young bench, a bench that's going to be here for the future with us. So again, but I'm looking to see what other players going to come in this trade with the Knicks. Let's not forget about that too. Utah has Michael Beasley, who I really like, that we can really use at our wing. So again, if we get rid of Cam, maybe that's negotiation. Listen, well, who else are you bringing with Spider Mitchell? Yeah, we like Malik Beasley too. Bring him in here with us too as well. So if we get Cam Reddish, we got him right there that can replace him. So again, it's a lot of movement. To me, it's a lot of movement because to me, if you know exactly what you want, you're going to get it. So it's a lot of negotiation going, a lot of money contracts, but hey, leave it to them. I trust the front office. They show me they can will and deal. They show me they can draft well. So let's see who else they can get along with a Donovan Mitchell. But the main person is landing Donovan Mitchell along with Jalen Brunson backcourt. I want to see that.
Yeah.
I have to see that because both of those players are going to make everybody around them better. That's all we need.
Yeah, you're real tough. Salute to the chat, man. Johnny, moves and stuff. Craig McQueen, salute to you, G man. Everybody, salute to the whole chat, man. Y'all got it popping up in there. Yeah, man. I wish I could intervene and go over some of y'all thoughts, moves and stuff, and all that stuff. But it's just hard to facilitate the show and then try to answer all you guys' questions. I do the best I can. But because y'all guys making a lot of great points up in there. But I think like just here, one way with Julius Randle, without Julius Randle, I do think it'll work, but I agree with moves and stuff that is, to me, that was the problem this year for me. I think Evan Fournier and them took something away from Julius Randle or RJ Barrett because it was too many scorers in the first starting lineup. Just too many people who needed the ball. So I agree with moves and stuff 100%. It's a lot of people need the ball, but I do think because of this reason here, a lot of them guys is unselfish. Like, see, I think a lot of them guys are unselfish ball players. They all got their bag. So they ain't looking to try to outdo each other. I think this would be a really good team concept because Jalen Brunson got his bag, Mitchell got his bag, RJ have his bag, Randle got his bag, Mitchell Robinson got his bag. So it ain't gonna be nobody out there to try to outshine each other because I got to play for a contract. Everybody got their contracts. You know what I mean? So it's not gonna be a lot. It ain't gonna be no need for selfishness going on. I just think that Randle's a good facilitator. Donovan Mitchell could facilitate. He averaging in his career assists. He had 5 assists per game 2 years in a row. So him and Julius Randle had 5 assists per game. Jalen Brunson around about 5 a game, 6 a game. And RJ, he can facilitate when he make when he wants to. So I think they got enough playmaking ability and hopefully not to be selfish. But if like I said, if it come down to it, then you're gonna have to wheel and deal. And I think the Knicks would probably do the Julius Randle thing, not because of the talent. I think they're looking at the contract situation. That would be more about the contract than me, not because of him. And probably maybe Julius Randle might say, I want to be up out of here. Who knows? I don't know. But either way it go, I think it's a good situation for that. And I think they'd be all right. So we'll see how it goes. Salute Jarvis, my brother, Louisiana. You know how we get down. Yeah, guys, salute to the chat and everybody. So it's a good thing, Shaw Powell. It's a win-win no matter what to me for the Knicks. Julius Randle, no Julius Randle, that's going to be on Tom Thibodeau to make all that work. You know what I mean? That's going to be on him to say, you know what? Well, we want to do the same thing with Evan Fournier and Kemba Walker. Now we're going to have to try to do a thing but that's the reason why, let me ask you a question, Shaw Powell. Do you think Donovan Mitchell, or how do you think Julius Randle will feel with the Donovan Mitchell? Now, he knowing that this cat probably ain't going to be the man. Between him and RJ, and Randle knowing that he was signed as a franchise player, that's why they gave him the money. How do you think that dynamic worked? Thinking that, well, I got a guy like Donovan Mitchell who a dog, he's on the cusp of being that type of star. Julius Randle want to get to being that star, and you got RJ sitting there. Do you think Julius Randle will be comfortable with just being one of the guys, or feel some type of way because he's not the guy anymore per se?
Like I said before, Randle, I like Randle. He is a bona fide player, once an all-star, scoring 20 points a night, 11 rebounds a night, probably around 4 to 6 assists a night. He is a solid star. I was on him a little bit, not because of how he played the game, but in a little bit of how he played the game, but more about his fit. I believe the way the team was, he didn't fit with the team. We got new players now, you know what I mean? So my to see what players we got, like Brunson, I believe Julius' game changes a whole lot now. We're not going to see him dribbling the ball, like I said, like we're not going to see him get the ball to hold the ball for 8 seconds. We're not going to probably be much of a slow-paced team too much, depending on who we have on the wing. We're definitely not going to be too slow-paced with if we get Spider. RJ's going to be running. Mitch is ready to run every time. Whoever gets the ball, Mitch is going to be ready to jump out of the gym, I believe, to do what he has to do to make us a better team. So my thing with Randle, I hope he can fit in. If he doesn't, that's why I said at the All-Star break, if he doesn't fit in, then he could be eliminated too. I would love to see that trade that you said, Divine, the 3-way trade with because it makes sense. When you said it, he get the 40-something million. Danny Ainge, it'd be off the books next year. He have about 40-something million dollars. Plus he got another 6, 7 picks and maybe another player from us or something like that. I'm with that because now we're holding on to the players, and hopefully we can maybe squeeze 2 players in there like a Fournier and a Deuce or something like that. You know what I mean? Because we got to try to get off of Fournier. Fournier is no matter if we get Donovan Mitchell, he's even going to be even more like we got to try to get off of 40, I believe. What Fournier is going to do in the second unit, unless we don't have players. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't see Donovan Mitchell coming to New York with Fournier here.
Right, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, so I think, but then again, I still think Utah take Fournier too, because it's really about he got an expiring contract. And, it's like literally whatever we give him, KJ, they can flip it to somebody else. It don't like Utah ain't stuck with nothing. You know what I mean? Like they trying to get rid of a lot of them guys now they got in there. They trying to move Patrick Beverly. They trying to move Conley. They trying to move Patrick Beverly, Conley, all them guys. They trying. Danny Ainge but he got to stay competitive. What I mean by competitive, you got to put enough people on the court to play the game next year, and he got to be within a certain salary cap amount of money. So I think by doing the 3-way trade with the Knicks, with the Lakers and Knicks in Utah, it puts them closer to that. You got to spend a certain amount of money in the NBA.
Right, that makes so much sense.
Yeah, you got to spend a certain amount of money. You can't just go in there and say I'm going to have all young players. You haven't reached the salary cap level where you got to have that much salary to play. So a guy like Russell Westbrook puts them much closer. I mean, $47 million.
Yep.
Now you got to do it. Add maybe say if you keep Kessler and you keep Beasley hypothetically, you starting to reach that level where you need to be from a financial standpoint to maintain the salary cap structure they got in the CBA, and then on tap, Westbrook off the books next year, and you got
right. And I think if they did that trade that you shot, and again, Nick, real talk, guys, I was saying starting point guard Russell Westbrook, but it was before I found out we got Jalen Brunson and now this Donovan Mitchell situation. So if we do that, we buy Russell Westbrook out. I don't think there's room for Russell Westbrook on this team right now. So we buy him out. Get that money off the books next year. It's all good. Again, the smart move would be to do that because, again, now you're shredding Julius Randle contract.
Right.
And then you bring in a vet. I'm going to say the guy's name. You bring in a vet like Carmelo Anthony that's probably going to come here. He wants to be here. So you can do more things. Mm-hmm. But I really want to see Julius Randle with the true point guard. And if we can get 2 of them, because I think the guy's game is phenomenal. We know he's a double-double machine. But with 2.2 guards that could distribute, I think Julius Randle could be possibly an all-star again because he's that good with the right people.
I tell you what, we're gonna have to be a real good, efficient shooting team. I'm talking about percentage-wise because all them guys need the ball. All 4 of them need the ball. So I hope they. But the good thing about that team, all 4 of them dudes can go downhill. I like that. I think our 3-point shoot might not be the greatest, but RJ Barrett is downhill. Donovan Mitchell is downhill. Jalen Brunson is downhill. And when Julius Randle want to be, he's downhill. So it's going to create a lot of opportunities, with Mitchell Robinson, or whoever got the ball, no matter what. That's why I was going to be scary about Mitchell Robinson. We get into the center segment later on, but because he got 4 guys in that lineup literally could put the ball on the floor and go right down to the hole, straight downhill. And I just think that, so obviously I would love to see Julius Randle get back to the year before when he shot almost 40%, 41% from 3. RJ shot down there 39%. You would love to see that happen. You know what I mean? Get back to that level. But if not, then you know what? I think it works well because I think Julius Randle, his career now, the way he played, I think he's an outside end player now. He's not a post player. The Knicks shouldn't even do that no more with Julius Randle. You don't need to put him on the perimeter, let him work his way downhill. And that way, you freeing up lane for everybody. So we'll see how that goes, man. But I think it's a good opportunity, man. And let's see how it goes, man. The Donovan Mitchell thing, that's the big elephant in the room. And no matter what, I think the deal can get done. And I think maybe now that Jalen Brunson signing is over, maybe the Knicks didn't want to make that be in the way of that shop holiday. They say, well, listen, let's wait till after the Jalen Brunson, the free agent sign, and then we deal with that. Because you probably didn't want to say, well, take the man, his shine away from him being a free agent coming to the Knicks. But now that they got Jalen Brunson out the way, you never know what might happen now. It could have been that thing like, listen, let's wait till this man gets signed, get all these free agents out the way, then we deal with Donovan Mitchell after Jalen Brunson had this press conference and blah, blah, blah. So I think it'll happen, hopefully sooner than later. But I do think it's going to happen, though. It's just schematics they got to work out, but I think it's going to happen.
Yeah, I totally believe it's going to go down. I believe that we will have Donovan Mitchell. And I hope that you know, I like I said, man, I just feel with these two guys, Julius Randle is going to have a better game. His percentage, he may not get back to 40% shooting the 3-pointers, but if he gets back to 38%, that's not too bad, especially if he's taking less shots. If he's taking less shots and he's still hitting about 37, 38%, that's good, man. You know, if he get, you know, 2 out, whatever, you know, if he continues to drive downhill, he will be set up, I believe, by these two guys, man. I will keep reiterating this, man. That 8 seconds when he gets the ball and he holds the ball, he dribbles the ball, he gets double teamed, then he kicks the ball out. That is not going to happen as much this year. When he gets the ball, he's going to have 4 seconds to do what he's going to do. And if he's not going to do it, he's going to pass the ball to one of these open 3-pointers, or I believe he's going to drive to the hole. I think his game this year, now that he's slimmed down a little bit, I think he's going to be trying to beat people on the bounce, going to the hole, and throwing it a lot. That's what I think his game is going to be with these guys, him, everybody that goes downhill, and they're all left-handed. I mean, Randle, RJ, and Brunson is all left-handed, so they all going to be pretty much predominantly rotating. They're going to be on each other's side. Everybody know how the left-handed people want. They start from the right, then they end up on the left. You know, so I think.
Yeah, facts. Hey, real talk. Hey, Jan Carlo, I seen that today on Twitter. They got one of the Jazz store got all his jerseys on the rack. It said 30%. And it said, no longer with the team. And then, I'm telling you, Twitter was wild. I mean, Twitter been wilder lately. I was like, y'all cats, man. But listen, we're going to get into the young man who just came to New York. Great segment, y'all. Real talk. Great segment on Donovan Mitchell and Julius Randle that I'm really interested, man. But I think either way that scenario should work out for the New York Knicks. Let's welcome the man who came here, signed him, $104 million, 4 years. Jalen Brunson. Let's see his welcome from New York, and we get right back at it, man. And talk about it, man. But here we go, Jalen Brunson via the New York Knicks. This day video they put out there on Twitter. Let's see what's going on with Jalen.
This building is very special. It brings back a lot of memories. Makes me feel like I'm supposed to be here. This place has an atmosphere about it that's just unmatched. You feel the energy. The same since I was a little kid. Back like we never left. That's crazy, man. That is wild. All right, it's real now. No going back. Going on next year for the first time. It's like a dream come true. I can't really put into words of how I'm feeling right now. It's like everything's coming full circle.
All right, so the first one, we'll just do a little bit more serious. We just have this whole thing like that. Yep, perfect. Chin down a little bit. All right, yep, there you go.
Seeing myself as a young kid with KNICKS stuff when my dad was here, looking back at those pictures now makes those moments feel very surreal.
All right, perfect. Now we'll do another pose. Yeah, look up this way.
Of course, your dad was a Knick in the late 90s. He's now a Knicks assistant coach. As a little boy, you were around the team a lot.
Me and my dad, he asked me every day, is this what you want to do for the rest of your life? The answer was always yes.
You're around the team, you're around coach. Did you ever think that one day this might be possible?
I knew anything was possible. It's just one big family for me, and I'm just super excited. Basketball is different here. They call it the Mecca for a reason. That atmosphere is what I'm really excited to be a part of. About to walk in the guy thing.
Congratulations, bro.
Appreciate it, boss. Appreciate it. To see what this hype is about.
What's up? What's up, New York? I'm Jalen Brunson, New York Knicks. But yo, I'm excited to be here, man. Let's get it going.
I think I'm a great fit for the city. The city is all about hardworking people, grinding it out, working as hard as they can. I'm a person with extreme work ethic. People expect the show every time you step onto this floor. And I'm really excited to be part of that.
Yeah, real talk, man. Jalen Brunson, let's get it. Let's get it. That's what you want. Somebody who want to be here. You know what I mean? He want to be here, Shy Powers, and I think he's gonna represent the city real well. He's gonna come in here. He's gonna get it popping, man. I'm excited about Jalen Brunson, brother. Word born, and he a dog too. You know, 2 national championships in Villanova. Jay Wright said that the Knicks got something special there, man. They're gonna be really excited about Jalen Brunson, man. So like I said, like you said, they decided dog to fight the dog. But this man want to be here. He got DNA and he got pedigree. Let's go get it popping. Jalen Brunson, welcome to New York. Salute.
Man. To the New York Knicks for getting that man right there, man. Whatever was speculated out there, how they got him or whatever, we got him. You know what I mean? And he hid. And he put that, you see how he pulled that shirt off? He said, it's real now. Ain't no going back now.
Back.
So he gotta come out here and really produce, man. I mean, I just think he's gonna be a hard-nosed, gritty guy like he's been, and I believe that he's gonna set the team up right. With or without Donovan Mitchell, I think we're gonna be a better team, man. And I'm hoping it's more on the ladder of having Donovan Mitchell with him, because I would like to see those two dynamic guards playing the guard and under Tom Thibodeau, heavy defensive rotational team defense. That's what I meant to say. Team defense oriented thing. So let's see what happens, man. I'm amped. That was a really good one. I seen some of that one, but I didn't see the whole one like that. That really made me amped.
And you know what, guy? It feels like Jalen Brunson was just a thought. You know, it's been so much Donovan Mitchell. With Jalen Brunson, it's like we forgot about him. And I'm pretty sure he feels that, like, man, the only thing I disagree with that video is he should have got there in Dykeman and started playing basketball.
No, yeah, I don't know the Knicks will allow that. Like, I just gave you $104 million. You ain't paying nothing.
Hey, look, the cringes, man, get out there, take a couple dribbles, shoot the ball, and get out the court.
Hey, all of them playing somewhere. Man. All play. I'm just messing with you.
Yeah.
Nah, bro, you just got here.
Hey, I mean, it would have been cringy, but I mean, say for a New York moment, hey, look, I'm happy he didn't do that. Don't worry about it. That was just my opinion.
Yeah.
He got out there and get hurt, man.
Hey, Sean, Leon Rhodes, they're like, we love you, but business is business.
I'm just saying. I'm glad he came out there and just sat on the sidelines and waiting for see some things like, you know, show that he's a New Yorker back here representing Dykeman up there doing his thing. But I don't want to see you nowhere on the court, nowhere. Right. No doing none of that.
I'm saying, how do you guys think he feel? Like, you know, he was the story. We got our man that we wanted. We got the point guard. But now it's all this Donovan Mitchell talk. So it's like, it's kind of like he was coming here to say, you know what? I'm the man. I'm going to take the ball out of Julius Randle here and let it keep going, you know? Mm-hmm. But now the talk is getting Donovan Mitchell. So do you think it could be a little friction with that? Like, what do you think about it?
Because of the way he was brought up. I mean, he know the game. He know the game, man. This cat playing with Luka Doncic, he wasn't getting no shine. You know what I mean?
That's what I'm saying, though.
But it didn't bother him. You know,
right?
Yeah, you go out there and do your job. You know what I mean? I don't think he got his bag. He ain't worried about that. Because he might. You know, the cat played on 2 national. He's been in the spotlight already with Villanova, 2 national championships. I mean, you know, I just think that it's all about the business. You know what I mean? And I don't think it's out of his control. Put it like that. I would say he's not worried about it because there's nothing he could do about it. But I'm hoping that he's that, and I don't think he is. I think he's a well-grounded dude. His dad is an NBA. He know the business. Yeah, but I understand what you're saying, though. Do you think? I don't know. I don't think so, but you never know. I can't. I'm not there, so I don't know. But I don't think so. Shot Powers. I think he's gonna go about his business.
I don't think so. I think he already knows how to run a team with someone that dominates the ball a lot. And, you know, at times he set Luka up to do some of the stuff that he did. Jalen would set Luka up would give him the ball in the position where he wanted it so he can make his move to score. And I think Brunson is a very good, I believe he's about 4 or 5 assists a game. I think the assist numbers can creep up a little bit more with these guys on the team. and I can't wait to see what's happening. And I don't think it matters to him. I think he wants to be a team player, so I don't think it really matters to him. I think they might want to team up together. They just had a hard conference over there, the Utah against the Mavericks. So I believe both of them know each other. Donovan Mitchell spoke well about him, and after the playoffs and stuff like that. So let's team up and let's take New York over. I think that the two of them alone, it'll be pass and assist, shoot the ball.
Yeah, real talk. Yeah, okay. But a good question though. But I think they'd be all right because, like I said, it's professionalism, and I think these cats are more mature at their age. They so mature. Like I said, having his dad who's been in the business, I just think that Jalen Brunson like, listen, man, I got my bag. I'm playing in the Mecca. They sometimes people don't want the spotlight neither. He might not even want the smoke. He might like, you can have all the publicity you want. I want to show up on the court. I don't. You can have all the shine. Take the pressure off me. Like So and it's understandable because Donovan Mitchell is Donovan Mitchell though. You know what I mean? He haven't earned the stripes that Donovan Mitchell got yet. So I don't think he got a problem with it because he ain't got to Donovan Mitchell level yet. This cat, Donovan Mitchell, he is almost on the cusp of being a superstar. Jalen Brunson trying to get to Donovan Mitchell's level. So I don't think he should have anything to say. Just go and show and prove it on the court, and then you can take it from there. But I don't think it's going to be fun to me. I like that. If you get Donovan Mitchell with Jalen Brunson, that's going to be fun.
Right, and that's what I like about this.
Mm-hmm.
They're both. If we acquire Donovan Mitchell, they're both never played one possession with the New York Knicks yet.
Mm-hmm.
So they're building with each other. So my thing is, does that make us an automatic championship level team? Are we better than Boston Celtics with this team with acquiring Donovan Mitchell? If you put them head to head, and us three was at that first opening game, and I thought the Knicks matched up well with Boston Celtics. We split them 2-2 this year. So to me, I look at this Knicks current roster, and we got a guy like Donovan Mitchell and Jalen Brunson in the backcourt, with the RJ, Julius Randle, and Mitchell Robinson, top 2 team. Mark my words, top 2 team, because we haven't had this. We have not had this. We had subpar seasons with subpar talent, and we just was getting by.
Facts.
I mean, if you really think about everything, again, we had a guy like D Rose that we took from Detroit that came over and turned the season around for the New York Knicks that year. And this wasn't D Rose of his prime. This is D Rose after 3 surgeries.
Mm-hmm.
We take 2 guards along with this other team. Mark my words, Nick Real Talk family, top 2, if not 1.
Woo! Okay, Dave. You put some heavy stuff out there, bro.
I'm on fire.
I'm not
on fire.
I ain't even mad at you because I believe Brunson. I believe Brunson the assist is going to go up this year. Brunson's probably going to probably be about 8 assists a night easily, man. I believe his assists is going to go up. These guys are going to hit shots, man. I believe it's going to be a better shooting team this year. The biggest thing that I hope for, and I'm glad that we got Brunson and Spider. I mean, if we get Spider, those guys shoot very good at the line. They're at least 80% from the line. So if we could continue to get RJ closer to 80%, if we could keep Randle around 80%, if we could get Mitchell to 68%, we can get him up to 60-something%. You know what I mean? We got a strong front court, man. If we get him to 60, Mitchell will not get fouled. If he could get his free throws up, Mitchell will be easily a double machine this year, man. So let's see what happens.
Yeah, real talk. Yeah, it's going to be interesting, and I agree. And the reason why I say that because Chris Middleton coming back, Giannis. I think if Chris Middleton wasn't hurt, I don't think the Celtics would have beat them. To be honest with you, I don't think the Celtics would have beat the Milwaukee Bucks if Chris Middleton wasn't happening. So I mean, there's some tough cats out there, man. But hey, stand by your stance. Don't rest on your laurels because I do think this here. I agree. I understand that. I understand where you're coming from. This point, 25 points and 16 points is 41 points. Your backcourt last year didn't give you 20.
And maybe the year before, it was our bench.
Right.
It was our bench.
Hold up. Excuse me. Evan Fournier, what do you average 14 a game? Something like that, 13, 14? We can cancel Kemba Walker and Alex Burks average around, let's say 20 a game. Our backcourt last year, the Knicks starting backcourt last year, averaged 20 points a game, 21, whatever. You about to get two players that you put them together doubles that. Think about what I'm saying. They double that. Jonathan Mitchell, if Jonathan Mitchell just give you 20, 22, 23, and Jalen Brunson give you 16, 17, that's 40 points. That double would, and that's what I think the Knicks was banking on with Kemba Walker and Evan Fournier. They thought Kemba Walker was going to give them 16 a game. He had 19 a game the year before that, and only 43 games, but they probably thought that Kemba Walker can give us 16, 17, Evan Fournier can give us 16, 17. But it didn't work out that way. So, but now you bringing in a dynamic player like that dude, KJ, 20-something a game in career. Jalen Brunson on the ascent. He had 16 last year, and in the playoffs, he was scoring 21 a game. That's what Luka Doncic taking predominantly all the shots from him and being the constant ball handler. So yeah, I agree. I understand what you're saying. That's why I ain't tripping. With that team gonna be good. Despite what people may think, the Knicks gonna got a damn good team down there if they get down to Mitchell. That's hands down to me. So I see where you're coming from.
Think about the game plan. Now, in years past, we're gonna double team Randle. We're gonna force it in Randle's hand and block it off. But now you got two guys that can take the ball out of Randle's hand. How do you game plan against the New York Knicks in the playoff series if it's a half court game?
Facts.
How do you double? Think about it. You got 4 guys on the perimeter that can shoot.
And they can drive.
Right? So you take out Mitchell Robinson, but I'm just saying, you got to worry about Donovan Mitchell, Jalen Brunson, then you got RJ, and you got Julius Randle that can just turn it and score on anybody. And RJ can do the same exact thing. How do you defend that? And then you got Mitchell Robinson down there. And then let's not forget the bench. Harnestein. Let's see what he can do. You say he's a good passer. You got Obi Toppin that's going to run if we keep quickly. So, again, there's so many different ways that I'm looking at this New York Knicks team, and I'm looking to see the finished product of, because, again, there's some players here that might be gone, but it might be some new players that might be coming in that we're not seeing yet. It might be a player out there in a buyout market that we're not even paying attention to that the Knicks may get. So, again, this is not over. I'm waiting for them to see the finished product, but I do love a backcourt of Jalen Brunson and Donovan Mitchell.
Yeah, I'm about to hit y'all with the Shy Power pet peeve, but this is real talk. You got a lot of teams out there, but you know what? One thing I do agree with KJ, I don't think you're going to be able to handle the Knicks running up and down the court.
Pace, man.
That's what I'm saying. I think the pace of the Knicks changes with Jalen Brunson and Jalen Brunson, Donovan Mitchell, RJ Barrett, Julius Randle, Mitchell Robinson. That pace changes.
They running.
You can literally get out on a fast break with all 5 of them jokers because Mitchell Robinson always stay on a break. You know what I mean? So I think from an offensive standpoint, that team would be much better because Evan Fournier is not nowhere faster than Donovan Mitchell. He don't run the break. Alex Burks really wasn't a fast break pushing type of guard. Jalen Brunson can do that. You know what I mean? These cats can play inside, outside. They all multi-dimensional players. Jalen Brunson, the 3-level scorer. Donovan Mitchell, the 3-level scorer. RJ, the 3-level scorer. And Julius Randle, the three-dimensional scorer. You know what I mean? So that's going to be real interesting to me, man, because now the pace is set. They get out on the fast break, push that ball. Oh, my goodness. Then you got Obi Toppin and I think that's the reason why I think this deal is kind of crazy. I think the Knicks are listen, we're not giving up quickly in Obi Toppin. I just think that's set. That second unit with them two is set. And if the Knicks can find a way to hold on to them two, I think that's important. But I tell you what, the pace of this team changing. That was Shy Power's pet peeve. Pace. Donovan Mitchell is a fast break type cat. RJ is a fast break type cat. Jalen Brunson can do it on a fast break. You see what he could do with the ball on an open court. I just think it's gonna be crazy, man. And right, absolutely. Jarvis half court setting as well. They good both ways, Shot Power. So it's gonna be interesting.
I believe, and this is just me saying this, but I believe everything changes from us being last in pace, last in assists. I think a lot of things with these two guys, if we could get Donovan changes the whole game. I believe our fast break points are going to be higher this year, double digit scoring in fast break, maybe even 20 in fast break. I think we're really going to be an up and down team. I think the pace is really be good because these guys, only thing they do is keep their head up. Only thing they keep their head up. One thing I say, if Brunson could do anything like he played with Powell to Mitchell Robinson like he did last year, Mitchell Robinson is going to love him. You know, he's gonna go take him out, buy him a Rolex, do all that other good stuff. He's gonna do all that because it's gonna be a up tempo game, man. We may see on a score, you know, they may bring the ball up slow, but on an outlet or a rebound, we are out, man. And I think that's with Donovan Mitchell and Brunson, RJ, Randle, Mitchell Robinson, man. And just imagine when some of the starters come off and Donovan and Brunson is still on the court, or one of them is on the court with some of the young guys before they make the substitution.
Talk to him, Sha. Talk to him, Sha.
Come on, man. I'm just saying, man. This team is going to be. I want us to be good, man. I want us to be good. I think this trade will make us good. I'm not going to say it's going to make us great. I'm not going to say we're going to make it to the finals this year. But I believe with this team, we ain't going to be in the play-in. We ain't going to be in the play-in. I don't think we're going to be. I mean, we'll be in 6th, 7th, 8th. I mean, I don't think we'll be seeing 8th. I think we'll be more like 6, 5, 4, 3. I think we could, with this team, I think they might squeak out another 54-win season, man. It would just make everything like a storybook. We go out, we get a 55-win season this year. We're number 1 in the league. We make it to the playoffs. The Knicks is everybody, all the Knicks fans are happy and all that stuff. You know, it just make the storybook sound a little better before we close the book.
Yeah, real talk, man. Salute to the chat, man. It's Nick P, my brother. Salute, Nick P. Salute to the chat, everybody up in there. Y'all cats keep dropping on content, man. Y'all got it popping up in there for sure. But KJ, yeah, this team is legit, man. I think we just gotta just look at the numbers, man. And now Tom Thibodeau coming on a court in the starting 5 with cats who literally got heart. I mean, all of them got heart. Because even though what makes a good defender, you got to have a heart to play defense.
Right.
I mean, all 5 of them cats in that starting lineup, all of them got heart in them. They all got dog in them. You know what I mean? And I just think that it's a really good scenario for the Knicks to be in. Salute to Parrish Duggar. Salute Parrish, my brother. Yeah, facts. But I do believe, with the acquisition of him, if he do get here, it's definitely going to be something, you know. And if he don't get here, I still think we'll be good. But man, if you get him here, I just think it's the way to go. So we have to see how it goes with that. We keep our ears to the ground, man, and everything, man. Our eyes open. But I think it'll get done. I think it's too much smoke out there. When they say where there's smoke, there's fire. It's a lot of smoke out there. KJ, it's a lot of smoke out there. Yeah.
And you know, a story in New York City, this thing is, it's like the Energizer Bunny. It keeps going and going and going. We like, all right, well, make it happen at this point. Mm-hmm. I mean, we done talked about it for the last 2 weeks. Like, yeah. I mean, something is brewing there because, again, like you said, there's smoke, there's fire. Absolutely, there's something there. So that's why I said I'll be a little disappointed because we done talked about it so much. Time we get it, it's like, man, and then what happened? We gotta wait. So I think something will happen. But again, I'm looking for a lot of change on this team if he does come. You know, I'm looking at the second unit. Let's not even think about the first unit. Let's talk about the second unit with the addition of Hardestein here, with an Obi Toppin, and you keep an IQ with that lineup, with a D Rose or whatever the case may be. The second unit is where the Knicks really made their mark in these past 2 years. And I believe that the Knicks still has to build that second unit so they get interchangeable parts. Somebody goes down, somebody's tired, they can build that part in. Again, that's what happened to us 2 years ago. We put Alec Burke on that second unit. He became fourth quarter Burke, where he was hurting. He was hurting us. He helping us out. But now you take him away from that. What do we have on that second unit? So we got a guy like IQ and Obi Toppin who's been here. That is a spark off the bench with a D Rose, spark off the bench with a Hardestein and an Obi, maybe a Cam Reddish if he's here. So again, let's see what happens with this Donovan Mitchell thing. And again, Devon and Shah, I agree with you. If Donovan Mitchell doesn't come here, be a little upset, but I still think the Knicks is a playoff team.
Yeah,
But
fact.
Mitchell just puts the icing on top of the cake for us if he does come.
Yeah, real talk, KJ. I mean that's 100% right there. And you know what's interesting to me too, because now the way that going to the next segment with our centers, Hartenstein, Mitchell Robinson, and Jericho Sims. I mean, you literally got 3 guys that shoot around 60% or better from the inside the lane. Almost 70%. Hartenstein, excuse me, the good 3. He's a decent 3-point shooter. He shot 46% for last year from the 3-point line. Good passer, got a little roughness in him. I like his game either. So I think the center of attention is a wrap. I think we locked at the 5 spot. I don't think the Knicks got to even worry about that. But just think, imagine this here. Let's say somebody get in foul trouble, and because he's a stretch type of big, you literally could go him and Mitchell Robinson. See, that's how interchangeable this thing could be. Can you imagine Mitchell Robinson and Hartenstein in the lineup at the same time?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? From a defense standpoint, you know, and so when you're going up against, let's say Rudy Gobert and Cat, or you're going up against Giannis and Brook Lopez, or you're going up against this person, that person who got 2 big 7-footers there. You could bring Hartenstein in who plays defense, Mitchell Robinson is a defender, but he don't clog up the lane because he could go out there and shoot the ball in the stretch position and put the ball on the floor. He's a good passer. So I think that I always said that we needed a little bit more height last year, and I'm glad the Knicks kind of see it the way I see it. I'm like, we too short of a team. But bringing a Hartenstein, which is a 7-footer, eased my mind. And then to see what Jericho Sims was doing in Summer League, I was like, man, we got a solid at the center spot for sure. You know, so I'm happy about that. But I'm definitely glad that they got the Hartenstein deal done. I think that's going to be pretty fun in New York, man. I think people are going to sleep on that cat. And remember where he came from, man. He was playing with Tyronn Lue and all them cats out there, with Kawhi Leonard and them boys and Reggie Jackson and all. He was playing around some dogs out there. You know what I mean? He ran a lot of intelligence, a lot of pros out there. So I think he's going to come in and blend in real well with the Knicks. And I think he's going to make an impact on his team for sure. I think Hartenstein give you like 8 to 10 off the bench. You know, so it's going to be fun to see Shot Powell. I think that was a good acquisition. But I say all that to say that center spot looked pretty good for New York this year.
Yeah, we have 3 solid centers in the rotation now. You know, Mitch is being the starter, Isaiah being the second man, and break glass if needed. We got Sims on the bench, and all 3 of these guys are going to be playing good ball in training camp. So these guys have some real good opposition to keep them involved during the year to try to make sure that they can stay competitive and stuff like that. I just like the way the Knicks rolled those 3 guys together, man. They did the right thing with and it's another thing how I say about the Knicks take care of their players. They took this guy Sims and gave him a small contract, and still bringing another guy that's gave him a contract as well. So for transforming Sims from a 2-way player to a payroll player, I think that was a great thing. That the way these Knicks take care of their peoples, man, and I really appreciate the way they do this. But back to Mitchell Robinson, I think that's going to be the blockers mustard this year. 13, 15, and 2 blocks, and maybe about 6 almost blocks, like I always say.
Wow. Yeah. He got something around him now, KJ. I think Mitchell Robinson definitely double machine this year. He's getting ready to play with a true point guard. Not a point guard who was put in a position because we didn't have none, not because Kemba Walker wasn't there. Now the cat getting ready to play with a legit, but I mean legit, Jalen Brunson is legit point guard. You know what I mean? That's what he do. He ain't a 2 guard, he a point guard. You know what I mean? So that's gonna be big for Mitchell Robinson, man. And I think I think that's why the Knicks signed him. The Knicks probably said, listen, Mitch, you've been here almost 5 years, and we ain't never had nobody really to facilitate that ball to you. Now they gave him that money because they know how important he is to that team, and now they got a point guard who can give him the ball. So I think on an offense game, you're gonna see his game flourish a little bit more this year. You know what I mean? And then his offense rebound speak for itself. And and I think when you don't got a team that's shooting a high 3-point percentage, having guys like Mitchell Robinson at the point, because RJ, Randle, and down to Mitchell and Jalen Brunson, they're all around 37 around in that area, let's say. But to have somebody who can clean up the glass like Mitchell Robinson, if they miss a shot, he cleaning it up. You know what I mean? So I think that's important. The Knicks knew that, and that's why the Knicks gave him his money. That they knew how important he was to that team. So I think that center spot is going to be pretty phenomenal this year. And Mitchell Robinson coming in healthy. You know what I mean? Not coming off a 9-month hiatus from an injury, not trying to play all quarter of the season, trying to get in shape. The man coming in training camp, rocked him, ready to roll, got his money. He coming to show and prove. He been working on the free throws all summer long. Watch out for Mitchell Robinson, man. He's gonna be the block that's monster, like Sharp Power said. He's gonna do his thing this year, man. And we homers, but now you see why we homers, because the Knicks knew Knicks is homers.
Right.
You know what I mean? So they signed him. So that's real talk there.
I mean, we've seen the evolution of this Mitchell Robinson's game since he's been in this league.
Mm-hmm.
Every year he has gotten better without a point guard. We've seen he used to foul everybody up back in it before, but now, last year, a couple years ago, he's getting a little better. So now you put him with a point guard, unselfish point guard, he becomes that much better. You know, he might be one of the top 10 centers in the league after this year's over, because again, it's going to be a lot of assists being made. And the Knicks might be in that top 5 team because they have an unselfish point guard in Jalen Brunson. The game starts with the guard. If the guard can facilitate, they become better. Mm-hmm. So, again, like Mitchell Robinson, a guy like that, that's not going to be able to foul you as much as more, that may have a different game, even though he showed he can shoot the threes. Let's see what he can do. Mm-hmm. You know, we don't need that from him. We don't need that game. And, again, a lot of us said, even I was part of it, said, you know, maybe we need to have a stretch 5 and a starting 5. But look what Mitchell Robinson did. He impacted the game in different ways, many ways, when he came out the game. Came in and came out the game. When we came out the game, more teams scored us inside the paint. But when he was in the game, it was much harder for teams to get in that paint and score. So we need that guy there. So, again, Mitchell Robinson, this could be a year for him. Another double-double. I expect big numbers from him, 15 to 10 at least for him this year, because you got the point guards, you got the guards that's going to set the screens for him. He set the screens, got them live all day, you know, set everything Mitchell Robinson can do, he's going to do it. So, again, Devon and Shy, let's go, man. I'm ready to get this season started, man.
I'm going to say this also to get right back on Mitchell. The one thing people always, you know, when I talk about Mitchell Robinson, they always say that he's a 8-and-8 guy. You know, he gets 8 points and 8 rebounds. And, you know, one of the things he does very well is when he gets the ball, he's a high scorer in the field goal percentage with like 78. He's very high, 70-something percent.
72, 75.
77. So, you know, he's very high with the field goal percentage and stuff like that. But I just want to think with a true point guard, we will see some of the, I think it was, what was the number, 25 games that he scored double doubles. And I think it was 8 or 9 games where he scored maybe, was it 20 points or something like that? Mm-hmm. All right. I remember some of the games where he really got hot. Some of the games he came out, he scored 15 rebounds, 17 points, 2 block shots. And I understand about how people get the perception of him. The next game right after that, he's back to that 6-8 points, 7-8 rebounds or something like that. So I understand that. But with this year, what's going to be a little different is Jalen Brunson. I believe Jalen Brunson, Donovan Mitchell, if we get him, they're going to see him this year, man. Hopefully Julius Randle and him can see eye to eye this year. I don't really see them hook up as much, but I have seen Julius throw a couple of alley oops to Mitch. RJ is his boy, man. If you watch, RJ likes to drive when Mitch sets the screen, he sets him up and he gives him an alley oop. So I think this team is going to be, I think Mitchell Robinson, 13 points. I think he's going to do some crazy rebounding this year. I think he's going to be on the cusp of being a defensive, one of those defensive stats, one defensive team this year, 1, 2, or 3.
Yeah. I think if you look, for me, here's the key scenario. You look at Mitchell Robinson's numbers on his career stat. For the most important thing on that whole stat sheet, he played 72 games last year.
Yep.
72 games. You know what I mean? And out of them 72, he probably didn't get in condition to about the 40th one or something of that nature. You know, because coming off that ankle injury, that foot injury and getting thrown right in there because Nerlens Noel wasn't operating. The man still put up 25 minutes, shot 76% from the floor, and the cat, you know, the field goal take that 48%. Like you said, that go up to 68 or 65. And you looking at his rebound numbers, 8 point, he averaged 9 rebounds a game. But look at his second year in the league, though. He only played 61 games at the time for 23 minutes, but look what he put up: 9 points, almost 10 rebounds. 10 rebounds a game. You know what I mean? And almost, matter of fact, 7 rebounds, but say 10 points a game and 7 rebounds that year. So, now that he getting to play a little bit more and he's getting ready, you can see that he's going to be able to have a point guard who know and understand where to get him at when he need him at. I think Mitchell Robinson going to be ready to roll, man. So he's one of the centers that I'm really looking forward to. Then obviously, with the Hartenstein situation, I think his numbers are going to be pretty impressive as well. And I think he's gonna do his thing, man. Hartenstein, last year his numbers was his best year. Last year, 8 points a game, just like Mitch. He played 68 games. He didn't start none, 17 minutes. But the cat shot 46% from the 3-point line, only on 1 or 2 attempts. But he still shot it at 46%. Foul Texas almost 69%, close to 70. So to have him come off the bench behind Mitchell Robinson and still don't lose that he averaged 1.1 blocks a game. Like I said, he's a good defender. He's a good defender. So you're not losing too much with Hartenstein coming off behind Mitchell Robinson, and you still got a chance to have a better 3-point ball shooting percentage because he shoots the 3 ball when he get a chance to be open, and he shot 68% for almost 69% from the floor. So I think, to me, Hartenstein numbers was decent. I think they have good backup numbers, and that's why the Knicks gave him them 2 years to $16 million, because him backing up Mitchell Robinson helps the Knicks out a great deal, because now you got somebody who can come in, stretch the floor, and let Obi Toppin, Emmanuel Quickly, and all of them get down that paint, where they're not clogging up the middle. You know what I mean? So I think he's a good addition, KJ. Hartenstein numbers, he's a good backup. I'm glad the Knicks signed that young man. I think that was a good deal for them.
And that's again, we need a change of pace person. We haven't had a change of pace center. Facts. And I mean, I can't remember Bargnani maybe stretch 5 that can shoot. So again, let's see. I'll be honest, I haven't really seen much of Hartenstein's game, but from the highlights I've seen from him, seems pretty tough. Seems New York made, and he may surprise a lot of us. And maybe if Mitchell's hurt one day, he might start one time. It depends. So again, we got a lot of interchangeable parts. But I'm willing and I'm waiting to see exactly what the rotation is going to be, because again, if one of these guys go down, it's like, what type of team do we have? We got Sims. We know what Sims can do, but I'm looking to see the small ball. I'm looking for a small ball team if one of these big guys go down. And we've seen it in the past. Like, okay, Mr. Robinson played 72 games this year. That's the most games he's played since he's been in this league. But these big guys, these 7-foot guys running back and forth, the way Tom Thibodeau plays the New York Knicks, they play it's a little scary. So my thing is, let's run them for a little bit, but let's get these other young guys in there. We might have to go small a couple times. So that's the only thing about a Tom Thibodeau's offense, the way they run offense, they play defense, that scares me with these big guys on this team. The miles, especially during the playoffs. So again, if we look at Julius Randle looks like he lost about 15 to 20 pounds this summer. So again, it's one of those things where you have to be in shape to play for Tibbs. But I'm a little afraid of how much time is Tibbs going to keep these guys out there, especially a guy like Mitchell Robinson. We know him years ago, he was a little injury prone, but 72 games, if we get another 72 games for Mitchell Robinson, again, why can't we be the 1 and 2 seed?
Yeah. I know that's a concern for a lot of people, but you know what? When you got talent, it eliminates that. I think Tom Thibodeau played on guys long because he didn't have the talent. Like he didn't have the talent. But now that he got talent, and I say that because I think that's a KJ, just not saying what you're saying is right or wrong. It's not about that. I think that's a stigma though. And listen, our players weren't even the top players in the league playing the most minutes this year. Not even Julius Randle, not none of them. They weren't even in the top 20. But because we didn't have the talent, Julius Randle, when Obi Toppin wasn't good, he had to play Julius Randle 34 minutes. Julius Randle wasn't the highest point player in the league this year. Not him or RJ. It was the highest player on the Knicks. But you know what? I think that's just the league. You know what I mean? Your talented people are going to play. The better you are, the more minutes you got. So I do think because of now, I guess I would say now, because if you bring in Jalen Brunson, you bring in all these guys, I think Julius Randle don't have to go. And if Obi Toppin take another step, now he ain't got to play Julius Randle that minute because now your talent got better. See, we didn't have talent. Knicks just wasn't a talented team, so they best players had to eat up all the minutes. Because if you go look at Tom Thibodeau's coaching career, look at his players, man. See, I think all I'm saying is that I think that's a lot of stigma out there about that false. Now you have to go look at Tom Thibodeau's coaching career. He did not burn them players out like that, but that's he play them hard. But he, if you look at Joakim Noah and Derrick Rose, look at their numbers. Look at all them numbers, Cat and all of them. So I do what you're saying, but I do think we will be a half-court team as well. So I think you might be right in the sense that we just hope Mitchell Robinson don't got to run up or down. But at the same time, I think we got to kind of pick up that pace too. So if we do go big, because we already small. Think about it, and I agree with you. We got to go small. We already small in the starting lineup. Jalen Brunson, Donovan Mitchell, R.J. Barrett, Julius Randle. That's a small team, very small. And Mitchell Robinson makes up for him. So the Knicks are already playing small ball. You know what I mean? I think with the exception of Mitchell Robinson, that's why I'm glad they got Hartenstein, because we were so small that we had no fierce rebounders other than Mitchell Robinson and Julius Randle. He wasn't really getting offense rebounds. But we'll see. I get what you're saying though. Let's hope that Tom Thibodeau don't do that. And if it is, then I'm like, but I don't think he got to do it this year. Let's put it like that. I think because of the talent that they got, and that it might be a different, maybe. And you're right. And if they put their 34 minutes, that means somebody ain't balling out. If you got to burn Julius Randle out again, then that means Obi. Now I don't think you got to do that because Obi about ready to pop. If Julius Randle's still here, I think you don't got to burn RJ out because now you got Cam Reddish behind him. You know what I mean? Like you had to literally burn out Alex Burke because my man Bruce McBride wasn't ready for us from Tom Thibodeau perspective. And it kind of showed the summer league. He couldn't get downhill. Deuce McBride couldn't break down the offense, so he wasn't ready. So people keep saying, well, why he didn't play Deuce McBride? Look at Deuce McBride game in summer league. The cat can't get downhill. He either got to pull up at that mid-range for that shot or shoot that three ball. So I see why Tom Thibodeau had to burn the point guard ball because he wasn't ready. So that's why I said with talent, you don't have to do that. But I think that now that he got talent, you watch. He gonna. I'm gonna tell you what's gonna be crazy about the Knicks. The Knicks can wind up being up 30. He could in the third quarter. He can say, "I ain't gonna play nobody. Y'all go in there." Because now Shot Powell, I think that he got a lot of talent now. Let's say if Knicks blowing cats out by 15 or 20 a game, he could take them cats out in the third quarter. You know what I mean? And let's hope that's the case from my perspective. I just think that let's see how it goes. But let's let me just chat for real. Deuce McBride was not ready to play the minutes last year. You seen him in summer league. And I think that's the problem, that he just couldn't get down that middle and break down them guys. And obviously what happened to Quentin Grimes, he got injured. You know what I mean? Jericho Sims was still raw. But now you can't take away Jericho Sims' minutes this year because he was killing it in the summer league. You know what I mean? It's like, so let's see how it goes. It's crazy, but that's a talented team, Shot Powell. No matter which way you put it, the Knicks got a talented basketball team. That's a lot of talent. Now Tom Thibodeau better not play minutes long, KJ. I agree with you 100%. If Tom Thibodeau played them boys long this year, then I'm going to have to come back and say, you know what, KJ? You dead on that boy crazy. Now, he never did it recently in his career, but if he do it this year with all that talent, I'm like, KJ, you know what? I didn't think that cat would do it, but he damn sure did it.
Yeah, I'm on the side like you're saying, Divine. I don't think this year you will see Julius Randle 35 points. I don't think you'll see R.J. Barrett this year 35 points, 35 minutes. I don't think you'll see R.J. 37 minutes this year. I think these guys' minutes are going to be. I'm hoping, but I hope that they get less minutes with more production. Less minutes, more production. This way they can stay fresher on the court. Their field goal percentage is higher. Their 3-point percentage is higher because they're taking more efficient shots. That's what I'm hoping for with these two guys if they come in here. I believe Brunson's going to set people up, put you in your spot. You give it the ball back if you can't get nothing. Swing it to the other side to Donovan Mitchell's side, and Donovan's either going to shoot the ball, drive the ball, or give the ball to RJ. And I think that thing is going to run its course on the. They're gonna work some wonders of how everybody can get good shots, good percentage shots, and still score good number of points. And I believe that with these guys this year, that's what's going to happen. It's not going to be like last year. You may see more staggers with Julius. I don't think Julius Randle's going to play 11 minutes the first quarters like he did last year. I think he's going to be more on the 8 minutes, 7 minutes, and you're going to see a little bit more of RJ in the first quarter or two. I mean RJ, Obi, if Obi's still here. And you'll see that more of a switch. So this way Obi can play with either Donovan Mitchell or Brunson at one time, or play with them both at the same time before they come out of the game. So I think they're going to be able to switch it up where everybody could be, on a good consecutive amount of minutes per, the driving players that we talk about, Julius and Randle.
Yeah, we're going to see how it's going to go. KJ, I'm going to change up for a minute, and I'm going to come to y'all and put y'all on the spot. Do the Donovan Mitchell deal get done, and who are the Knicks giving up for him? What do you think the Knicks will give up for him? Do you think the Donovan Mitchell deal get done, and who are we giving up for him?
Absolutely. It definitely gets done. What we're going to give up.
What do you think we give? I know we can't. We ain't only 100%. We only guessing, but
yeah. Evan Fournier.
Okay.
Is out of here. I believe D Rose is out of here. 4 first-round picks, maybe 2 or 3 second-round picks, and Cam Reddish.
Okay, so Cam Reddish, Evan Fournier. Y'all heard that chat. When I get to y'all in a minute, Cam Reddish, Derrick Rose, Evan Fournier, 4 first-round, unprotected or unprotected, obviously.
Unprotected in 2 second rounds.
That's a good one. That really is a good one.
Because we have to shred money. We have to catch that money up for Utah. We got so D Rose opens that money up, and so does Evan Fournier. And then the thing with Cam Reddish, we're still on the cusp of not knowing what he is. Because if he pops off this year, Knicks got to pay him. So I'd rather sacrifice a guy like Cam Reddish, even though we like what we've seen from him, and keep it going.
Okay. Yeah. What do you think, Shot Powell? It was interesting about that real quick. Sorry. Do you think Danny ain't gonna want him because he is aspiring? He might have to ring him up, or do you think he willing to take the trade and let him walk off the books? So the Reddish thing is interesting to me too, Shot Powell. I mean Shot Powell to KJ, because I was wondering what Danny Ainge wanted because of he's due like a contract. So we'll see.
Right.
I like that. I like what you put out there though. That's
AD, and real quick, just to clarify, and Shah, we're gonna pass it over to you. I really think the Knicks like Grimes. I think Grimes may be the holdup. I think what he did in the summer league, he proved what he can do. And if we look at all the young guys on this team, we know Sims is solidified, but Grimes is that one person I think that's really holding everything up, because we don't know what he can do. Yeah, we know what he can do, but what Grimes can become, to me, he has the highest upside on that Knicks team, even with Sims. He has a higher side of maybe being a potential all-star someday. Mm-hmm. So to me, that's the hold up. Now, if it's holding up to get him, we got to get him here. But again, I think Grimes is the hold up in this whole situation right now.
I see that. Okay, so I apologize for that.
It's nothing. That was a good one, KJ. I'm going simple, man. I'm going Evan Fournier. He makes $18 million this year. Cam Reddish, he makes $6 million this year. That's $24 million. I'm throwing Deuce McBride in the mix to make it a sweetener so they can have a point guard. And I'm giving them 7 picks. I want Donovan Mitchell. I'm giving you 7 picks. I'll work how we gonna work these 7 picks. I'll give you 3 first round. I'll give you that the 25th pick, which is protected to number 4. So that's pretty much a first round, a high first rounder right there. And 3 of these other ones that we just got, and keep the Mavericks. I'll work with however you want to take it, man. I'll give you the 23, 25, 27 first from me, that 25th pick that's unprotected to the top 4, and I'll give you 3 more picks after that, and let's get this done. 7 picks. I give you Fournier, Reddish, and Deuce to make the money work. 7 first round picks.
Jarvis and G-Man got Evan, Grimes, Cam, and 5 first rounders.
That's too much. We're gonna lose all our forwards. Cam, Grimes, and Evan, all three of them. We need one of them. We need Grimes or Cam. We can't get both of them up.
You know what?
We can't get both of them up. But for the money, Cam he makes more money than Grimes. So that's why all the reason why I put Cam in there. He makes more money.
I think we gotta get out the realm of where Utah. Utah didn't say anything yet. How many picks they really want? Nobody knows. I think that's just all speculation, right?
It was something out there. I don't know how true it was. You know what it was a couple of days ago that the Knicks was throwing out 6 picks. Was throwing out 6 picks to them, and we'll get back to you in a little bit. After they wanted OB. They wanted OB, IQ, Cam Reddish. Grimes, and another young guy, and 5 picks. There's no way that we could get away. I hate to say it like this, man, but we have to keep either Grimes. We have to keep Grimes. Cam Reddish has to go. He makes more money. I put in dues just to make the money over $24 million. That's the only thing I did, and because his contract is only like $2 million.
You know what? For me, you're gonna have to give up 6 or 7 picks because if you gave up 4 picks from Rudy Gobert, you definitely giving up 6 or 7 for Donovan.
I'm giving up 7, and those 3 players.
You know what it is? Rudy Gobert does set the market for trading now. You know what I mean? So they gave up 4 first round unprotected for Rudy Gobert. 4. So now you asking for Donovan Mitchell, you gonna have to ante up. I think they're gonna ante up. But I think what I would probably say is I agree with a lot of you guys, and I would probably say Fournier, Derrick Rose. Derrick Rose comes off the books. It's expiring. You know what I mean? It's expiring. So they probably want that there. If you have to throw in Grimes or Cam, you still got to do the deal. I don't think you got to do both of them. I think you got to do the deal because you got to remember they got to match salaries. And Grimes only make $2 million. Cam only make $5 million. So depending on what they do with the player they already got on the roster, like Beasley and Patrick Beverly make $13 million. So and Kessler, he just young, he a rookie. They're gonna have to be at a certain threshold with this money. But I would pretty much say you're gonna give up at least 3 unprotected.
Yeah.
And you might give up 3. You probably throw in the 4 protected because it don't matter. They ain't really worth nothing anyway to us. So I do think you're gonna have to give up because you got 4 unprotected for Rudy Gobert, and you're gonna either have to come up with 5 first rounders for at least 3 or 4 unprotected, or you had to give up 7 where you probably got 3 unprotected or 4 protected.
That 25th pick is a protected to 4th. That is a very valid. I think that 25th one is only the top 4. That's a good pick. That's like a top 10. Mm-hmm. So I'd get that's one of the unprotected. I mean, it's not unprotected, but it's pretty much unprotected. Plus 23, 25, 27, and you could pick the other ones that you want. Mm-hmm. I give you those 4, and you pick the other 3 that you want that I got. I'll hook you up. I'll give you those 3, and the other 3 that's highly protected in latter years in 25. 25, 26. These 23 picks that we have now. By 25, 26, there'll be at least there'll be probably 11, 10, 11, somewhere around there, maybe depending on how the teams are structured or something like that. So let's see what happens, man. I'm ready to give those picks up, man. Take whatever picks you want.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, real talk. Hey, Jarvis, real quick, we talked about that earlier. Now I said Randle and Fournier, but I also will see Randle and D Rose because they need a point guard out there in LA if you move Westbrook. And even D Rose coming off the bench, so I like I just think that Laker could play a major part. If it's D Rose and Julius Randle and whoever for Russell Westbrook, flip Russell Westbrook to Utah with about 5 or 6 picks. But if you can get that Laker, you can get Russell Westbrook and that Laker first round in 2027 to 9, whatever. That's just another pick that you can send over to them. You know what I mean? It kind of helps out in the deal. But I think Jarvis on point with that. I think D Rose and Julius Randle make the Lakers a real good team. You already got 2 bona fide cats there, and Julius Randle ain't no slouch. You You know what I mean? I think D Rose, a experienced guy like he is, been in it, done that, been in the championship game. He got the playoff pedigree. If I was Brian Dane, I might have to think about that about the LA Lakers. But if that would work out, that'd be nice, man. Because like I said, you could spin that around and send Russell Westbrook right there. Danny Ainge, love to have that boy for 1 year, get that money and get them picks. So yeah, man, that's a good analogy, Jarvis. I thought about the same thing earlier. Salute my man Keith Turner, my brother. Salute Keith. They already said they would be willing to accept 6 first rounders unprotected.
Yeah.
So that's what they say. Hurry up, because yeah, you're right. You got to pull that trigger, man. No matter which way it go. Juan, I agree with you on that one, but we got to pull the trigger one way, KJ, because I love to see that boy here, man. That'd be box office there. That'd be Lob City with him, Rich Robinson, Obi Toppin. Oh my God, them cats be getting up in.
Well, again, this is why we hired these guys here. We hired these guys here because they're willing and dealers. And in years past, Knicks would have been like, all right, go ahead. Let's give everything up, get the whole farm up. But they're not doing that because now this time we have assets. We have young assets and draft picks, and we got players. So, again, how is Danny Ainge, in his mind, what is he going to build in Utah? Like, what is he going to build with all these draft picks? Like, does players really want to come in? We can pay him. We're going to have money to pay people, but what are you building now? You're building starting over from the ground up. So what's really the problem here? Is he a bitter that he's leaving? What is the case maybe here? Who knows? But again, it's one of them things where I think the whole thing on the Knicks standpoint is they want Grimes. And us as I think the fans is split. Like, do we want Grimes? Yeah, we want that Donovan Mitchell thing, but are we giving up a little too much? That's from our standpoint. Why we're giving up 6 first-round picks with the Grimes, with the Fournier, a Cam Reddish, and whoever, McBride, whoever else. But my thing is, all for one player who's an all-star, who's proven that could get us over that hump, we believe. So here's the catch. What else are we adding to it? So I just believe that it's not just Donovan Mitchell coming here. I believe it's going to be other players along with it because, again, we have to I don't want to do a deal with just getting Donovan Mitchell back. I feel like if we do something like that, I feel like we getting fleeced a little bit because to me, the ball's in our court. And we don't want to have a repeat thing like we had in 2013 with the Melo thing. Now, again, it's different talent here. We want Donovan Mitchell here. But to what expense are we going to give this guy everything that he wants for our New York Knicks team? Now, we just built all these assets that we have, and we know that we can build it back. But are you guys okay with giving all these picks up for one person?
I am because the picks is picks. I mean, they just picks. What they gonna become? We banking on a if these picks turn out to be good. I don't sacrifice something that's proven for something that's unproven. But I say it to say that because we can also. I think Brock Aller. If this was the Knicks old regime, I might be hesitant. But because of what they have in the front office now, Brock Aller will wheel and deal and get us some picks back. I think he'd say, listen, like I said earlier, you could send Julius Randle worth 2 first rounders or 3. Like I said, so I think Evan Fournier is worth a first round pick, easy. So I think we can get the picks back, but also you got to pay to play because it's the NBA. And I think Donovan Mitchell is better than you put Evan Fournier 14 points a game. Who else you say you give Grimes? I think Grimes. If you could keep Grimes, that's fine. But I won't let Grimes hold up a trade for Donovan Mitchell.
Right.
Hey, listen, this is real talk. If stars don't come here, then you're never going to get one. Sometimes you got to be a sacrificial lamb to get a champion here to start this thing going. So I think RJ and Donovan Mitchell is a great cornerstone for the Knicks. You got 2 cats who are going to be all-stars. One of them already an all-star. We think about the last time the Knicks had a real all-star. Julius Randle last year, the year before. Prior to that, we've been abysmal because we don't have talent. That dude is a talent, dude. Look at his numbers. His numbers don't lie. Like I said, this cat never scored under 20 points a game since he's been in the NBA. Never. 3-time all-star, young, on the cusp of becoming a superstar. Now he's coming to the Mecca. So to me, I like Grimes in them. We can go get another Grimes. We can go get young talent. I'm not worried about. You can't always get a Donovan Mitchell. You always can get a Grimes and a quickly. You can always get them, but you can't always get a Donovan Mitchell. That's come a dime a dozen. They come one in a dozen. So yeah, you might have to sacrifice a little bit of that to get this dude over here because, like I said, just like Grimes playing right now, the 25th pick, we can get another 25th pick to do what he do. But because of the way we presently constructed right now, by bringing in Jalen Brunson and keeping Julius Randle, you got to get that dude up in here. We need him up in here. New York need a winner, man. We need to finally get on the cusp of saying, you know what? We got to get to the third round. We done been building for a long time. We've been rebuilding for a minute. It's time to put up a shut up in New York. And I think that dude, he's not the one that's going to take us to a championship. He's just that major piece that can say, okay, you know what? Shot Power, think about it. I'm going to trade Julius Randle and this guy for this guy to help Donovan Mitchell, RJ Barrett, and Brunson get over the top. That's why you got to get him, not because he's going to take us to a championship, but he might be that one piece that we get one more.
The bridge.
Yeah, man. So I understand what you're saying, but you got to pay to play. And I think that this is the NBA, but we don't know what these cats going to point out to be. I like Grimes. Grimes had a good summer league. He's up and coming talent. But I'm gonna lose Donovan Mitchell because we don't want to give him up. I wouldn't do that to save my life.
Yeah, I'm gonna say this. Keith Turner had a good trade package out there too, and I seen something about with Obi in the trade, and it was Obi and Grimes, Fournier, and Deuce McBride. And I am not opposed to that one either with the 5 picks because, if we have to part with somebody like Obi, yeah, I would be upset. I really want Obi to be here, but I surely see with that trade going on, who's the backup for Julius Randle is going to be. So you already know who's that going to be, and we're going to have 2 veteran back second unit guys to back up this front court. We're gonna, and I don't want to say it out loud, but I have seen that Obi, and I'm not opposed to that because if we do, and at first I did not want Melo back here. It wasn't because I was just like, I don't want Melo, but if that trade that Keith Turner put out there comes to fruition, we are certainly going to get Melo, and it's going to be Melo, and they're not going to let Rose go, so it's going to be Melo and Rose in the backcourt, and that's going to be Melo, Rose, Reddish, Hardenstein, and IQ. That's not a pretty bad. That's not a shabby second unit.
Yeah. You know what? And you think about this here real quick, and even in the Melo deal, the Knicks didn't get fleeced in the Melo deal with them players we had. They didn't do nothing. They ain't even in the NBA. Melo's still in the NBA.
Exactly. Only one is still in the NBA.
Melo died, and we went to the playoffs.
I say that all the time, man. I think we gave up 3 picks for that. We gave up Moscow. We gave up Moscow, Chandler. We got Felton back. Right?
Yeah. I just say that to say you can't. To me, you can't take proven talent and don't get it if you can. For unproven talent, or just because the Knicks don't. I think the Knicks window was too short. I think when they brought in Tom Thibodeau, they was ready to win. They didn't bring in Tom. They said we're going to build through. I like the way they did it. They said we're going to develop and build. And they've been doing it. Like I think I do. AKD, don't get me wrong. If you can keep Grimes, by all means, we need to keep him because I think he that special. He's one of my favorite Knicks. I think that boy going to be on a come up. I think he's legit. I really think that boy going to be special. But it's hard to say that. If we have to give him to give up Donovan Mitchell, you have to do it. I just all I'm saying. I wouldn't do it, but I would have to do it.
And the reason I say I'm putting Grimes there because my thing is, well, what else is holding this trade? It's been we talking about it for 2 weeks. Mm-hmm. What is really holding this thing? And to me, I believe it's him. Mm-hmm. I just believe it's him. Like, what do we negotiate? Are we giving up 2 players for all these picks? So again, make it happen. Again, I'm with you guys. Mm-hmm. I just want to throw that question out there because. I'm thinking from the other side of the perspective. Of course, I'm like you all. If Grimes had to be that sacrificial lamb to get Donovan Mitchell here, by all means necessary, get the star here, absolutely. But I just wanted to throw that question out there to make everybody think about, like, well, are we giving up too much? What are we doing? That's all. But I do agree.
And that might be the reason why it's really holding up, because they may want Grimes and Reddish. You know what I mean? Maybe, I don't know if they want to give up both of those wing-like type players. So that may be a good reason why it's being held up. You might be right about that, KJ. I mean, if Reddish and Grimes, both are good guys. One is on coming into his second year, and Reddish is coming off the books next year, right? He gets paid this year $6 million. Am I correct?
Yeah, he gets it.
Right, he's aspiring, so he gets that $6 million this year. At least he gets that. So I believe, that they may not want to, because now, they might have to try to, because once you give up all those players anyway, once you give up 4 players and get one back, we already 12 people on the roster now. We give up 4, we're going to drop down to like 8, and then we get Donovan Mitchell, we'd be 9. They more than likely, I believe, they're probably going to get. They're probably going to get Melo, we'll be 11, so we have to fill about 3 roster spots.
That's why, that's why I want to give up all the picks. See,
right.
I'd rather give up if Danny ain't want picks, and you can don't have to give up a Grimes or a Cam Reddish. I don't care if you want 8 picks, because Cam Reddish and Grimes, they can help the Knicks win now. Them draft picks can't help us win right now. And you bring in Jalen Brunson, you're going to extend RJ, you got Julius Randle. Them picks that ain't going to help the Knicks win right now. So if Danny ain't want them 8 picks or 7 picks, if you can sacrifice them picks for Reddish and Grimes, Obi and Quickly, if you can keep them 4, I'd rather give you all them picks, because that makes that team strong right now, and it makes it a damn dominant team if you keep them 4. So that's why I said the pick, and the picks are picks. I think we got an intelligent front office with all them Willard and Dillon. You know how they playing right now. The Knicks front office playing chess with these cats. You know what I mean? Look what this cat done did on draft night. Turned 1 round into 3. Blah 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 blah. Them on and on and on. And they wheeling and dealing. I think Brock Aller and Scott Perry they got a good knack for knowing how to wheel and deal to get picks. It seems like Scott Perry been doing that since he's been here. So that's the reason why I say that I'd rather give up more picks than give up Grimes and give up Reddish. I think them cats coming off the bench helps us this year. So we'll see. But from KJ's point, KJ, they are thinking like you, though. That's why the deal is being prolonged, because they thinking like you, which is fine. The Knicks say we're not getting fleeced. They're not getting fleeced. So I agree with you 100% in not wanting to give up so much, because that's what the Knicks are trying to do. They're not trying to give up a lot, but they just got a wheel and deal. And that's why I think the negotiations is the Knicks probably saying we really don't want to give up Grimes, like you said. That might be the holdup, and I can understand it. But I think somebody got a crack. But I'm hoping it's draft picks. I think it's draft picks. I'm hoping.
Or could it be the other way around? Maybe they don't want Fournier.
Yep.
And they want Grimes, and the Knicks got to keep Fournier. So how does Fournier get? So it's one of them things. Is if we don't give away Fournier, if Mitchell doesn't come here, we're looking at a lineup as Jalen Brunson as your point guard. The 2 is in question. It could be either Cam Reddish or Grimes at the 2. RJ Barrett, Julius Randle, Mitchell Robinson. Again, with a lineup like that, I still believe we're a playoff team.
We definitely a playoff team. Yeah,
no doubt.
That's why I'm not mad at it if they don't get them, but I just know I love to get them, but if we don't.
It's just like this with all Knicks fans right now. We're so glued to this Donovan Mitchell thing. It's already in our mind that he's already here. Everybody's talking about it, so it's like that's why we'll be a little upset if he doesn't come. But I'm more than thinking, Donovan Mitchell's not on this team right now.
Right.
With the currently constructed New York Knicks team we have right now, are we a playoff team? And to me, we are, because we have a legitimate point guard that can help this team win right now.
Yeah, I agree, Brooklyn Buddha. He got to be in there with that salary match.
Absolutely.
Yeah, he's gonna have to between him, D Rose, or Randle about the only one making that money that they could trade now anyway. They can't even trade Mr. Robinson. They better not. But yeah, I agree with you. I think what it is. I think one thing I can truly say: the talk is real. I mean, it's not hyperbole out there about Donovan Mitchell to the New York Knicks. That is really, really not hyperbole. I mean, when you hear guys like Woj and Sham Carrera and them guys, these cats, they well known, they prominent, they Woj bombs for a reason. But they really, and here's the thing that a lot of people don't forget neither. Leon Rose and Woj I think that's client. I think that's another CAA thing. So you know that if anybody get any information from the Knicks first, it's gonna be Woj, because him and Leon Rose are connected like that. They go back for a minute. You know what I mean? So but I do think this is not no hyperbole. There's no speculation. I think that not Dallas. I think Utah definitely gonna deal Donovan Mitchell. You don't trade Rudy Gobert and if you ain't gonna tear it down. I think they about to tear it down, and I think that Donovan Mitchell got so much. The Jazz owner got so much respect for Donovan Mitchell. That's why you don't hear Donovan Mitchell trying to say, "I want to get traded." He don't need to. That dude in the front office respect him, and Donovan Mitchell got a good rapport. And I think they would be like, "Okay, Donovan Mitchell, I get you there." But see now, Danny Ainge came aboard, so now even though they got a good rapport, that's why you don't see Donovan Mitchell trying to. They don't need to. Donovan Mitchell know he about to get up out of here. He ain't got to cause no hysteria. He know that owner and him got a good rapport. That guy know he from New York. He know that one thing about Donovan Mitchell, he's a class act. He never did the Utah Jazz dirty. You know what I mean? So I think that guy respect him enough to say, well, you know what, Donovan, let's see if Danny Ainge can get to New York. Let Danny Ainge and the Knicks work out all the variables and everything. But we will get you out there. I don't think he had to go out there and start those four. I just think it's a matter of time. Donovan Mitchell will be in New York. I think that thing is set in stone because, like I said, it's just too much when you hear prominent people talk about it. And unless somebody come in and blow them away, unless a deal come by, somebody sneak in at the last hour and make Danny Ainge think about it. But I do believe Shai Powers. I think Donovan Mitchell, if he leaves Utah, he's gonna be in New York. I think that I just don't see how it's not that way because it's just too much stuff out there, man. And it ain't no hyperbole stuff. It's out there from some real credible sources, and it's just all about the numbers. I think Donovan Mitchell will be a New York Knick, and if for some reason he don't, I'll come back on next we'll talk and I eat crow. You know me, I ain't got no problem. I'll put Sweet Baby Ray's on it and whatever. I eat my crow. I own up. Man up about it. But I think he'll be here, guys. If we do, I'm excited about it. I know the Knicks fan base is gonna be excited about it because we gotta have a two guard that we haven't had in this uniform in a long time. And right now, we need him to bring some other people here. We thought that could be Randle, but maybe Randle can't attract like Donovan Mitchell can attract. You know what I mean? So we need a guy like him to bring these other stars in here, man. Somebody I want to run with him. I know how this cat get down. I want to run with him. And I think they're coming to New York. I think he opens the floodgates, pretty soon. And then that's why I said, no matter what happens, Randle and Fournier on contract, you can move them cats at the trade deadline to get another player to match with them. So you never know. They're in a good spot. But we'll see how it goes, man. I'm excited about this thing, man. The real talk. I'm excited about the whole season. What's popping off right now and everything. I just think we got to get it popping. Shai Powell, and I think the next gonna be formidable though.
Yeah, I'm just ready to see make the deal happen. If it's going to go down or if it's not going to go down. Because if it goes down, we got to make some moves to to fill the roster. And if it doesn't go down, we have to make some moves to strengthen the roster because Reddish and Fournier and Grimes that trio right there, that trio right there has to be like one of the three has to go. Since that Fournier, even if we don't put Fournier in the deal and we put Rose in the deal, and then there's Rose, Grimes, OB, and was it Juice? Mm-hmm. I think that money makes $25 million if I'm not mistaken. I forgot the numbers and stuff, but I think those four will probably get them there, and then at least we know where we're going. Wherever they do, whatever it's going to be, I just want it to be done. Like I said, the New York Knicks have a soap opera, man, and they make you wait for it, and they make you keep coming back, and you want to know what's going to go on. So hopefully we can find out what's going on pretty soon because I want to know where the team is going because I know that we're going to still have to make some more moves before the season starts.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay, yeah. I think we'll see, man. But if I had to go on a scale of 100%, I'm gonna tell you no lie. I'm going 85%. That he'll be here. I just too much. It's too much of a win-win for both teams.
Absolutely. And listen, throw Rokas in that deal too. Forgot about him. We keep forgetting about
Rokas. Mm-hmm.
Throw him in that contract deal. We throw him everything that we don't need no more. Just throw everything in that trade.
Facts.
Everything. So again, I agree with you, Devon. 85 to 90%, the deal is done. The guy's in New York City. He's training. Again, his father works for the Mets. From New York. Him and Brunson are both from this area. So again, get the people here. Get them here. Because they want to be here. And again, we may not ever get a chance like this again. Even if we may not ever get a chance again like this to make it happen, what's going to happen if we go into a year without him? Now you got a full year or a couple months to see what these other players do. The price may come down or the price may go up. But I'm not willing to take that chance. If we can get the guy here now, get him here because he's going to make us that. He's going to take it from here to here with Brunson. So get him here.
Yeah. Elton Lee said, "How does Brunson feel about the Spider trade?" We talked about that earlier. I don't think it's an issue because the cat played with Luka Doncic. I mean, I think Jalen Brunson is coming here to win. I don't think he worried about all that. He got his bag. All them cats got their bag to me. I think Jalen Brunson got his bag. Donovan Mitchell have his bag. RJ have his bag. Randle have his bag. Mitchell Robinson got his bag. It ain't gonna be none of that. I think these cats coming here to win, man. I think they could come in here just to get down. Hopefully that's the case, but you never know. But I think they coming to play ball. These cats is winners, man. Jalen Brunson, like I said, he played with Luka. And the good thing I like about it, I still think Jalen Brunson is a dominant point guard, and I think Spider Mitchell will be the 2 guard. There's nothing wrong. The more talent, the better. I don't know. So I think it should be all right though. I hopefully Elton Lee, I don't think it'll be a problem. I hope they're more mature than that. And they all got their bags, so ain't gonna be no selfishness going on. You ain't got to try to outshine this guy because we all got our money. Every one of them cats, once you sign RJ, that whole starting 5 for the Knicks, if Spider Mitchell come here, all got their bag, all of them. So I'm thinking that they should just go down there and play basketball. But we'll see, man. It's fun though. But on a scale of 1 to 10, like I said, I think on a scale of 1 to 10, 9, he'll be here. I'm looking forward to it, Shop House and KJ. I think this, like Nick 100 said, the Knicks took over the offseason as far as he 100% right that took over the entire offseason because we pretty much ain't too much shit pop, And then he 100% right with that one. It's all about Knicks or nothing right now. I'm like, these cats is killing it right now, man. It's good though. We had a great offseason, man. You can't think about it. Our summer league team, Daniel got won a summer league championship. We had a couple of good free agent signings. We signed some of our own players back. You see the Knicks had a really good offseason other than the crazy media crap they be talking about, which don't make no sense. I don't get into all that, that just hyperbole and all that shit. But I think they had a good offseason so far, Shop Howard. And I just think that they locked this Donovan Mitchell thing up. Then I think you got to get Leon Rose Executive of the Year.
Oh yeah.
I mean, what can you say? If he gets that deal done, he did the Brunson deal. We come out, he re-signed Mitchell Robinson. What can you say? He got Isaiah over here. What really can you say? He gets the deal done. We make 50. We have 52 wins this year. 52 wins. We're top 3 in the Eastern Conference. That's big. That's big moves right there. With starting off with trading the 11th pick in the draft. Let that sink in. Let that sink in.
We ain't had no money yet. Throw that in the 2 shot. We had no money at all.
We had nothing. 11th pick trade. We didn't move 3 people. Got Brunson in here. Got Donovan Mitchell in here. Relieved ourselves from some players to bring Donovan Mitchell here. Still have about 5 first-round picks, about 11 second-round picks, and still can make some moves with some of the players that we have on our team to get maybe first and second-round picks with at the trade deadline to get a little stronger. I'm amped. You know what I mean? I'm amped. And everybody talk. I don't even care. I mean, it's not my money, so I don't care. But let's see. So I haven't seen the Knicks been in full-blown luxury tax in how long? We still have some. I think we still have some. What's the thing called? The older veteran minimum contracts. I think we still have about $8 or $10 million, something like that. That could be 1 or 2 more players too. I think we got 6 or 8, 10, something like that. I think it's under $10 million though. So let's use all the money we can, get all the players we can get Donovan in here and stop the games. If Grimes got to go, I hate to say that out my mouth because I thought he was the player this year to be the star. But if he got to go, he'll be a star in Utah.
That's why, like I said, man, giving them picks, man. You can keep grinding, Cam Reddish. I'll give them
one of them. We got to keep one of them. Cam or Grimes.
But I think. Well, we know RJ ain't going that deal. They because Danny ain't don't want to do that. He's not trying to give up no max contracts to nobody. So we ain't worried about RJ. But I think you can hold on to IQ, Obi, or one of them two. I prefer Grimes, $2 million, and do what he could do. If you can keep them three,
oh goodness,
you know what I mean, and then you do what you got to do. If you can maintain Obi Toppin, which I know the Knicks don't want to give up, and I'm gonna tell you why. That's Leon Rose's pick.
Right, I believe that.
I drafted Obi Toppin. I ain't drafting nobody to getting rid of him. I think Obi Toppin, man, that combination, the Knicks ain't gonna try to give off that. They like that's one of our best second unit fast paced teams that we got in New York, and them cats got good rapport together, easy buckets. IQ out there doing this thing, Obi getting better. I think them two guys that they ain't trying to give up. I think everybody else is. You know, I think they probably saying I'm not giving up IQ and Obi. Grimes, McBride, Cam Reddish, all them, whatever. But I don't think they're trying to give up them two.
That would be my 3 picks: Obi, IQ, and Grimes. If we can keep them with the rest of that core, we're good. And this is why I think Ainge wants a combination of either IQ, Obi, or Grimes along with those picks. So, I mean, what do you do? I mean, it is what it is at this point. But between IQ and Obi, we keep IQ and Obi, and if Grimes has to be involved in it, unfortunately, we have to let Grimes go.
Yeah. You're right, Lee, 100%. It's about the name on the front. I agree with you. I just think that they would try their best. I guess what I say, because you're supposed to. If you're gonna try to hold on to what you can hold on to, unless it's like you ain't got no choice now. But I do think the Knicks will try like anything to hold on to IQ and Obi Toppin. But because they were like, well, damn, I seen what these cats could do. They make our team better, you know. But who knows? But I don't see Leon Rose trying to give up. Here's another reason. For the next 2 years, Emmanuel Quigley make $2 million. You know what I'm saying? The next 2 years, Obi got a qualifying, but right now, this year, he make $5 million. You get that production for $7 million?
In Grimes.
Yeah, they ain't trying to get up off that. So they going to demand that, and I think he not trying to get fleeced. So I do think that salute to my man Will the Thrill. Salute Will the Thrill. Appreciate you getting in. Salute to the whole chat, man. Y'all already know what it is. Knicks Real Talk, Divine, Shaw, KJ. That's where it's at. Salute to the chat, man. Y'all get a pop. Make sure I hit the like, subscribe, man. We dropping content up in here. Y'all already know. But yeah, I think we got a lot of good talent down there, man. And when we don't think we got talent, now look, now we don't want to get up off of them. You know what I mean? So, but I think we got a good thing going on in New York City, man. Let's see what it do. But I love to hold on to IQ. I think IQ and Obi, I think they about to break out, man. I think that's going to be one of the electrifying bents in the league with them two next year. And man, if you keep Jericho Sims and Harkenstein and these guys, I think they're going to be nice. The pace going to be good. IQ can shoot it from deep. Obi 3-ball looked good. Think about the Obi numbers the last 10 games like that. He was shooting like 60% from 3-point line. Something like that. He was killing it. I was like 40-point game, triple doubles, him and IQ. So man, now they don't got the pressure had to do that because you got all that talent in front of you. Man, you better hold on to them dudes, man. So I see why this thing is kind of going kind of crazy. Why it's taking so long? Because it's about negotiating. That's what negotiating is. It really is. We go back and forth until we feel we got to do this, we got to do that, or we got to make some other moves. But I think it's negotiating, and I think they're gonna, might wait till the clock strike 12 to make the deal. KJ, shout out. I think that's probably where the ball, but you never know. We might wake up tomorrow and damn thing done.
Yeah, and I think that's what we all waiting for. Because then, you almost feel like once he gets here, then we know what we got going forward for the next couple months.
Facts.
Then we can finally put this team together, and then we're just thinking about the pieces that we got already here: Jalen Brunson, RJ, Julius, and Mitchell Robinson. You put Donovan Mitchell right there. Telling you guys, I'm telling you ladies in the chat, the New York Knicks would be a top 1 or 2 seed in the Eastern Conference.
Yeah. I agree with you, Keith, but I think what it is I think that I know that's what Danny ain't want, but he might can't get it. Danny ain't gonna fleece a lot of people. He gonna fleece a lot of people, but let me tell you, Leon Rose and them ain't no slouches though.
You got to
Think
remember
about
that.
what Leon Rose them did since they've been there. I mean, they got Derrick Rose for Dennis Smith Jr. and they gave us a second round pick. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I know how to wheel a deal. Hey, man, Leon Rose them in the game. These cats as agents, they know the game. And Danny,
He's an agent, exactly. Say it again, Devon.
yeah. And I'm gonna tell you what another thing. We might feel like this here too. You know what? We gonna chill. Ain't too many people other putting offers out there. See, that's why the Knicks is not rushing. Who else putting out offers for Donovan Mitchell?
Who got enough draft capital
Right,
aside from who is it? OKC?
Seeing all of them, they ain't trying to do that. So you also got to realize this here. Then the ball ain't in Danny ain't the court because the Knicks could be like this here. All right, you can get a better deal than us, go get it. And ain't nobody out there putting it out there right now. So the Knicks probably say, okay, we're gonna give you this. And if you can get a better deal than us, then you go ahead and do it. But until then, this is what we offer. We're gonna stick to our guns. And if you don't get a better offer, come holler at us. But this is what we're giving you. And so what Danny ain't got to do, what about nobody else in the league got a better deal than the Knicks? So then what are you going to do then? You think Donovan Mitchell going to want to go back to the Utah after being out of all this trade speculation, all this crazy stuff, and to go back to a mediocre team? So all the Knicks probably being like this here, until somebody we hear out there got a better offer than us, we ain't even got to blink. It's
right.
It's negotiating. And right now the Knicks is in the driver's seat because they ain't nobody out there out here putting out a better offer than the Knicks, and then they might not get one. And the Knicks know that. So if you can get a better deal than us, you should have got it already. So it's like it's a battle of competition to me. I think the Knicks is in the driver's seat with this thing because it's like y'all said, if we don't get Donovan Mitchell, we still a playoff team, and we still get to keep our young talent. So the Knicks probably say, listen, we give you the draft pick and we give you this here. And then if you get a better offer, come back at us, and we might ante up then. But all the Knicks got to do is throw this out there. And if Danny ain't, this is what we offering for Donovan Mitchell. And they hold on to it until somebody come with a better offer, then the Knicks can counter and say, okay, you got a better offer than we gave you, we'll give you a better offer. But until the meantime, Danny ain't really got no team in the driver's seat because he got to take what he can get. So I think the Knicks is in a good position to get him. That's why I think the Knicks will get him because there's not a lot of teams that got what the Knicks got. Not only the draft picks and the talent. You know, so Miami ain't got it. They Tyler Hero and Duncan Robinson make $20 million a year. Tyler Hero's about to get an extension. He about to get 20-something million. Danny Ainge don't want that, and they ain't got the picks. Who else have you heard wanted Donovan Mitchell so far out there in the stratosphere? I haven't heard another team that want him right now. So that's why I think the Knicks just might just say, listen, you want this is what you get. If you don't want it, then oh well. You know what I mean? And that's what it's going to be. It's negotiating, man. That's all it is, bro. And right now, the Knicks got the upper hand because ain't nobody else got what we got. And so if the Knicks said we'll give you Fournier, blah, blah, blah. This is the deal we putting on the table anyway. Let's say that's just the deal. And then you take it or you don't take it. And if you don't take it, go ahead and do your thing and holler at us later. And then if you get a better draft, we ante up. So, and I think that's where they at with it. That's why I think this thing is being prolonged because they probably trying to see if they can get somebody out there, you know, whatever the case may be. But it don't look that way to me, Shop Howard. It don't look like Danny ain't got a lot of options out there. There's not a lot of options out there for that.
I'm just gonna say this again. I want us to get Donovan Mitchell. I hope the trade goes through, but if it doesn't go through, I'm also happy with the team that we can lead into this year with Jalen Brunson on the team as well. So I hope it comes through. I'm trying to stay more in the middle of the road. I think that it is going to happen. I would give up 7 draft picks. And I would give up more draft picks than giving up players. That's how I would do it. I would give up 3 players just enough to make the money match, and give up 7 players, 3 first round, and that 25th pick you could get, and then we'll give you 2 23s. We'll give you 2 23s, or we'll give you 3. We got 5 and 23 anyway. We'll give you our first and 23. And the Dallas 23. That's a top 10 unprotected. So that could get you, if you match it up with a couple more picks, that'll put you in, you know, whoever you want to go get, you should be able to get them. So I'm 7 picks, Fournier, Reddish, and Deuce McBride. 7 picks. Let's get it done.
Yeah. Okay. It's interesting, man. Like I said, you know, for me, I'm just trying to look at it from what Danny Ainge wants. Because Danny Ainge trying to do Think about sometimes you got to look at the move Danny Ainge did. He did the same exact thing that he did when he rebuilt the Celtics. He doing the same exact thing. I'm getting rid of all these players. I don't want nothing but draft picks. I got rid of a prime coach. I brought in a rookie coach. He didn't let Quinn Snyder go and brought in a top-notch coach. He brought in a first-year coach who never coached it because he rebuilding. So with that, Danny Ainge don't want to take on no players that he didn't draft. Danny Ainge want to draft the players that he want, just like he did in Boston. He drafted them cats. He drafted Jason Tatum, Jalen Brown, Marcus Smart, Williams. He want to draft the players that he feel fit what he believe in, not players that already been drafted. He I don't like that type of player. So Danny Ainge want picks, man. He doing it the same way he did it in Boston. That man want picks. He want contract. Like he moving Patrick Beverly. He moving Beasley. Them cats not staying on that team. He moving them cats. You know what I mean? Because he want to be able to go try to go get wannabe, whatever that young boy is out there right now. That's 7-foot dude or down. He want to get these cats coming in the 2023 draft. He want to build that thing from the ground up organically. You know, and I think that's what he's gonna do. So I do think that he might want them pick. He don't want no Cam Reddish. Because think about this here. Even Obi Toppin and Emmanuel, all them, think about it. Another year from now, Obi Toppin, think about it. Obi Toppin, this is last year on the Knicks contract. Think about it. This is his last year, unless the Knicks extend him too, because he got a qualifying coming up after this. And so you just don't know if this cat gonna want players like that when he can go out there and get his own. But maybe he might feel like he could do something with Obi Toppin, so that's possible. But I do think Danny ain't gonna do it the same exact way he did it in Boston, make no doubt, when he went and got Brad Stevens from Butler out of college and took over that team. And I think he's doing the same thing again. So that's Danny Ainge's way. But let's see. I hope he do give up them. I really give him the picks, man. You can keep that young talent you got to add with the talent that we just brought in here. Knicks got a solid team, and I really think that's the case for me. But to each his own, man. Hey, we agree to disagree here. Nobody right, nobody wrong. That's just my opinion, the way I think it is. I think the Knicks got a lot of leverage because ain't nobody bidding against them. And listen, when I go out there and go Sean KJ, you know me, I'm a real estate investor. When I go out there and bid against somebody, if I see I'm the only one, ain't really only one bidding on this house, you know what I do? Give him a low offer. I give him a low offer. If that house worth 30, about 150,000, you know what I come at him with? He go 120,000. Because I ain't been against nobody. If somebody come back better than me, then I ante up. But until then, that's how you're supposed to bid. That's just negotiate. You know what I mean? I don't think Danny Ainge got that much leverage because he got to trade Donovan Mitchell, guys. There's no way Donovan Mitchell going back to Utah. That just ain't happening. So who we going to trade him to if ain't nobody out there competing against us? He got to trade him to somebody. So right now, if ain't nobody put no offer to them, we got a better deal. I really believe that, man. I think, so Danny Ainge ain't got the leverage you think he may got because ain't nobody else bidding against us. And that's just the way it works. I don't care what business you in. And not only the Knicks, I don't care what business you in. When you out there bidding against people, if you ain't got a lot of suitors, you're going to wind up getting a better deal because ain't nobody else coming to the table with more. So you're going to wind up getting it for less. And I think that's where the Knicks is at, KJ. I just think that they're in a good spot right now for me, to be honest with you. And they just hope they can make it happen and both sides come to agreement and we don't get fleeced and they don't get fleeced. Hopefully they both work out for both teams and we get them here. Right.
And again, it's for these young Knicks that's on this team right now that just got here. More opportunity. Say Grimes just go. It's just another opportunity for somebody like a guy like Kills or Montero or whoever else is on there to step up. It's going to be more opportunities for more people. So again, Grimes, 25th pick, we get rid of him. You will miss him, but he's still not a proven player on this team. So again, we don't really have allegiance to him. Like an Obi Toppin that was drafted up with the 8th or 9th pick. So, again, we get rid of Grimes. Be a little sad, but it's okay to get this guy here. But we have to get the star here because we may never, ever get a chance like this again to happen. Again, we're talking about guys since the 90s, Patrick Ewing. Like, we haven't had no stars here. Get us a superstar. Finally get a superstar to come to the New York Knicks. That's the headline. Land that superstar finally. Then everything else will follow. And I think that's how the Knicks are thinking like now. That we know they need a superstar. We got somebody. So the Scrunter star finally came here. So make it happen. Let's stop the talking. whatever you if somebody in front office listening to Nick Real Talk right now, make it happen, not just for us, but make it happen for the future generation of Knicks. Knicks fans that are young Knicks fans right now. Make good memories for them. Like us, we got those memories and we still sticking with them next 20-something years. Let's make this new generation of Knicks fans something real Knicks fans that we grew up to make them real believe that the Knicks are what the Knicks should be.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, real talk. Hey, Shaw Powell's frame model said Divine, Cam, or Obi in a deal. Oh, Cam, if I had to have to make the deal work, you definitely didn't Cam Reddish for me instead of Obi Toppin anyway. I just think that because the Cam Reddish is going to wind up demanding some money. You know what I mean? He's not an aspiring deal. And, you know, what about this cat ball out? Now you got to give him $20 million a year. You know what I mean? 17, 18 million. I don't know. Shaw Power, but that's a good one. I would have to pretty much lean with keeping Obi, though.
It all depends. You know, the thing is so messed up right now. So many different options that they could put out there with the trade because you have to see what the follow-up is.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so it could be a Cam or Obi in the deals. We're saying Obi makes what Obi makes $8 million. $5 million. Oh, so if he makes it $5 million, then I'm keeping him too. Reddish makes more money than Obi. I'm trying to keep Obi.
Yeah. Not only that, Shop out real quick. Who did the Knicks have on the trading block last year? Obi or Cam?
Cam Reddish.
See, it's not about what we want. It's about what. Listen, the Knicks drafted Obi Toppin. That's Leon Rose's draft pick. They didn't draft Cam Reddish. They was about to deal Cam Reddish last year to the Lakers with Alex Burks.
With Burks, yeah.
With Burks. They was about to deal him last year with Alex Burks. The only reason it didn't go down because they couldn't get that extra draft pick. So they just nixed the deal for Gordon Dragic, and that was going to happen. So to me, I think the Knicks is more loyal to Obi Toppin than they are to Cam Reddish. You know what I mean? And that's why I think they would send Cam Reddish out before they send Obi Toppin. Because you don't want to break up IQ. If they the Knicks keep IQ, they'd rather keep IQ and Obi than IQ and Reddish. Because of the rapport, the connection, these guys, they got a good rapport on the court. They know each other's game. They bring just a lot of variables to it. But yeah, I would think they just definitely because they didn't draft Cam Reddish. Like I said, they know they about to have to pay that boy. So I think they was like, you know what, let's go ahead and move on from him, and we'll find a way to keep our core together. You know what I mean? And that's what I think it is. But you know, you never know what they might do to me. I'm only just using what I think is coming. You know, that they might do what they can do, because like nobody know what they're gonna do. They might not even take Donovan Mitchell for all we know. We don't know. You know what I mean? Just because this is what we do. And we analyze the situation and we break it all down and analyze it, and then we talk about it. You know, but I do think that if he come here, I do think right now that them cats is you know what it is. I agree with you on that part. Like I think they want grind.
Yeah, that was the best one right there. Salute, Keith. Mm-hmm. Oh man, that made me chuckle. Yeah, if Leon don't make the deal, he here to see Obi there. Oh, that's a good one.
I don't think that's the case because you know I think I heard somebody on another show they were talking about that on their show. Like if Leon Rose don't pull it, they're gonna fire him.
It's all you know. I don't think they're gonna fire him, but that's why I laughed at it.
Right.
Because it's funny. You know what I mean? It was funny.
Yeah, because they done a hell of a job in that organization. You know, I mean, them cats in the New York Knicks is in a good place. So I think we'll see, man. But you know, Leon Rose didn't make this happen because, like I said, it might not be on them. Like I said, if somebody outbid them, that's different. But as of right now, you don't hear nobody out there but the Knicks. That's what's so crazy. The only person you hear talking about Donovan Mitchell going to is the New York Knicks. You don't hear talking about going to nobody else. That don't mean nobody else won't sleep in at the last minute to get them. You know what I mean? Because, you know, silence is golden. Real bad boys moving silence. Pat Riley, anybody might be saying, okay, we ain't going to say nothing. We're gonna wait till we make a deal with this team, get these players, and then we're gonna strike hot. So
I don't even think they would make the trade for to go for Donovan. If they do that trade, I think they're gonna go for KD. I think that's the what the speculation is. KD before Donovan. You know what I mean? Donovan is like the second the second or third choice that they'll try to make.
Hey, check this out. Hey, let me ask you a question, KJ. What about if the Knicks wind up getting Donovan Mitchell right? Then they flip Fournier, Julius Randle, blah 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 for Kevin Durant.
Let me tell you something. They do something like that, man. I'll be on Knicks Real Talk in a tuxedo tomorrow. Let me tell you, I mean, hey, but you know what? You can't point that out. The way these guys move.
The way they move.
Yeah, that's true. You never know. It's like a soap opera. You keep coming back to get some more of it.
Yep. Hey, listen, you bring Donovan Mitchell here, you don't know who might come here.
That's a fact.
You know what I mean? You never know who might come here. They were like, okay, they got some players down there. They good at 4 position. I might be that piece, that missing piece. You just never know who might decide to come to New York. If they get Donovan Mitchell, and you knowing that you got a talent like Julius Randle, regardless you may think about the way he acted, he's still a talent. And you just never know with the contracts like Derrick Rose and Fourniers of the world with these aspiring deals. You get a disgruntled cat at the All-Star at the halfway trading deadline. Like, you know what? We're gonna trade this to get this dude. That's why I want to bring him in here, because I think with Julius Randle's contract, if you don't keep Julius Randle, he a talent, bro. You know what I mean? So he can go somewhere. Somebody would be glad to have Julius Randle, or like you would keep saying, with you could do Harrison Barnes. You know what I mean? Whatever. I'm just saying. You could move Julius Randle, bring Harrison Barnes, let Harrison Barnes come off the bench and start Obi Toppin. Now you got a solid veteran who only got 1 year left on his deal, and he backing up Obi Toppin. So you got rid of Julius Randle contract, you still didn't get 2 weeks, and you still got a good experienced guy who can make it happen. You know what I mean? So it'd be funny, man. It's a lot of scenarios, but we don't know what's gonna pop, man. But it's a lot of them though. He said, "Who do you think we should trade? Brunson, RJ, and Randle for KD?"
Okay.
Good trade, Brunson, Randle. Man, KD, he old though. Not all.
Yeah,
I give up Randle. I don't know. Randle, oh my God, bro. I like. We know KD one of the best in the world, but man,
KD about 40 million too, ain't he?
Yeah, he got the max, the super max.
I don't want it, man. I don't want it. You know why I don't want it? The reason why I don't want it is because KD. I don't want it, man. It's too much going on. We don't want that. The guy didn't want to be here.
Right.
Now he went out. Now don't try to come. We got something good going on here. Mm-hmm. Let's keep building our stars from the ground up, man. Like, I don't want them.
Yeah.
They not getting rid of Brunson anyway. His father here. They ain't getting rid of him.
Not only that, I love KD. I think he's a phenomenal player, but you got to prove he can win without KD, without Steph Curry and them, because he got swept last year by Boston. Swept. Him and Kyrie Irving got swept in the playoffs. So until y'all can show me y'all can win without LeBron and Steph Curry, then I'll say y'all cats, they ain't won without him. Y'all got to show me. You know what I mean? Because they ain't won nothing without them dudes, man. So, but man, KD, I'm just saying, but that Donovan Mitchell can entice people like that, because they're gonna say, "Oh wow, I'll play with him." You know what I mean? That's what I'm trying to say. I just use KD as a reference but anyone, any star player, say with that team the Knicks got, I think I can go over there and put them over the hump. You know what I mean? They might say I can go put you over the hump. You know what I mean? You just never know.
Hey, Devon and Shaw, real quick. Knicks 100 has something in the chat about the tax thing, but my thing is, if you win in New York City as a subpar star, you become a star overnight. That money, you will make more money on advertisement than you ever made before. The money will come back to you regardless if it's tax-free or it's taxed in New York City. It don't matter. You come here and you represent for the city, New York fans will love you to death, and guess what? Your marketing dollars will go up. We in the capital. We in the capital of the world in New York City. Media capital, not capital. Media capital of the world.
Yeah, you get the endorsements, no question about it.
The endorsements, the marketing for you, the commercials, everything goes up. You win here, you watch. When Donovan Mitchell comes here, Jalen Brunson here, the jerseys, the New York Knicks jersey will finally be back on those stores.
Already.
Finally.
It's already Brunson's hitting record numbers already, I heard.
Yeah, you walk in the store
11,
now.
That
right.
11, yeah.
So Everything works its way out for the Knicks. So
I agree with you on that. That's what I was saying. I'm not saying that we don't trade them dudes because I for Donovan Mitchell, I trade Obi Grant. I don't care. I trade any one of them. Don't get me wrong. But I know the Knicks will try what you're supposed to do. Try to keep the best players you can keep in the deal. And but if Obi Toppin had to go for Donovan Mitchell, then it is what it is. You know, he got to go.
It is what it is.
He got to go.
My man Ron.
Yeah, he got to go. Yeah, he got to go. He Jetson. You know what I mean? But you know, at the same time, you want to try to keep the talent that you can keep it because you can't give away all the good stuff. That even though Donovan Mitchell came in, you ain't got no strong bench to play with him. So you just can't, you know. So you got to try to keep the best talent that you got. Because that's the reason why you're bringing Donovan Mitchell in here to add on to the good talent you already have. So you don't want to just throw anybody out there if you don't have to. You know what I mean? Because that means your team got strong in the starting lineup, but it got weaker in the backcourt and in the second unit. But I do think that they're gonna do what they're gonna do. You know, it is what it is. No, and no matter what happens, we still gonna be Knicks fans, though. You know what I mean? It don't matter what happened with Donovan. We might cry. What do they say? Don't cry with spilled milk.
Don't cry with spilled milk. Yeah,
just pour another glass. Yeah, what the hell you gonna do? Clean it up. You know, so no matter what happens in this Knicks thing, we all gonna be rooting for the Knicks next year. I don't care what happened with Donovan Mitchell, no Donovan Mitchell or whatever. We know we gonna be rooting for the Knicks. Period. So we just want it to happen, but it ain't the end all be all because we still gonna be supporting the Knicks. So you know what I mean.
And I would do that trade in a heartbeat because we still hold on to Reddish. That's the way I feel. I mean, if Reddish has to go in the deal too, that might be fleece almost. Reddish, Fournier, Grimes, Obi. I don't know about that. But if we can hold on to Reddish, I'm cool with that. We can hold on to Reddish. We got to hold on to one of them wings, man. One of them long guys, man. Obi. I mean, if they want Obi, I give up Obi too. I don't want to let him go. I like Obi, man. I think he runs the second unit with IQ would be the best. That'd be a quick running. You know, they already been playing together. You see how they play towards the end of the year. I would love to see that again in the second unit with Hartenstein and you know, there wouldn't be no Reddish in that second unit, but or Grimes. But we had to fill out that roster.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we had to get another small forward or something like that.
You know, when Frank Montos got up there, I just left it up for that reason. I think the Knicks would do that if you could take out Obi and put Cam Reddish in there. I think the Knicks would do that. I think they'd do that without that. I think they'd do that there. I just truly believe that with Frank Montos got up there, I think Danny Ainge would probably be willing to do that because look what the picks he getting. He getting 5 first rounders, 3 unprotected. He get the Knicks and Detroit's Washington first rounder, and we still would have the Dallas 2023 and Milwaukee 2025 for ourselves. That's how you do it right there. That's just how you do it. But I would love to be able to take Obi out of there and put Cam Reddish in there because I just think Obi and IQ, the Knicks drafted them boys, man. Just for that reason. Not that one better. I think because I know how I love we homegrown talent. You know, it's like, you know, we drafted Mitchell Robinson, we drafted RJ, we drafted Obi, you know, but I understand it. But I like the one Frank Montos got up there. I think that makes a lot of sense. And we still get a T52 pick, so you give him 5 picks. 3 picks and an unprotected Detroit. Oh my goodness, you make that happen.
Hey guys, I'm not sure if y'all seen the picture there, Julius Randle. My man look like an action figure.
Yeah, you do.
Let me tell you.
I didn't see it yet, but I'm gonna look when we get off.
Little scary, man, in a good way, man. And I'm like, Julius here to talk. I'm like, man, he doesn't. He looks like he lost about a good 20 pounds, and he's all solid muscle. Rip.
You can look. You seen him in the summer league when you can look at his face, man. His face was.
I'm like
he had that jaw, that real Dow jaw. His jaw was really defined. His facial muscles is real tight. I was like, ooh, I didn't even know who he was at first, so I really looked. I said, oh, that's Julius. I said, oh man, I seen one not too long ago, but it's a new one out. I can only imagine what he looks like, man.
I think they want to play fast. They seen the last 15 games.
That's it, man.
They want to play fast. Got to push that pace up there. And that's why I said you get a guy like Donovan in here with all 4 or 5 of them guys running back and forth on the court, and then you get it. Then you get an Obi and a Quickly in there with a Hartenstein and whoever else is on that lineup. Man,
okay, Slew. Okay, I like that. Look, If they're
Okay.
better in the league than Donovan Mitchell, Randle, Brunson, RJ, and you still got to throw Mitchell Robinson up in that piece.
Come on now.
That's I'm telling you, man. That team is nice right there, bro. All them dudes can get it, man. It's not one of them dudes he got up on that boy. Donovan Mitchell, Randle, Brunson, or RJ. They all can get it. Hear me out. They all can get it. You know what I mean? So I'm like, yo, don't sleep on the Knicks, man. If they that team
30 points a night for any one of them.
anyone
Easy.
every night on
Any night. Any night could be 30 points from any one of those guys. Easy.
I you know what? That's tough,
Oh,
Frank. You make a lot of great points there because you know how Cam and Grimes can play defense. I get you, man. I swear, man. It's hard. It's really tough because Grimes, to me, like I said, we don't want to trade none of them. We didn't have to. That's why I want to give up all the picks. Like nigga had them. We could have the picks all day, but because I like Grimes, I think Grimes gonna be a really solid NBA ball player. He got good. He got game.
Right
But
back,
like you
Devon.
said,
Right back.
we'll find another Grimes. We'll find another Cam.
That's right.
Somebody to buy a market. And again, I think a guy like Michael Beasley, it will be coming here with Donovan Mitchell.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so somebody of that nature will be coming here with him to help offset a person that we lost.
Here's how they think they're gonna make up for that too. If you get Donovan Mitchell and Frank, you know what they're gonna do? He's a good defender, and that's his boy. That they go get Eric Pascal. That's what they're gonna do.
From Toronto. No, Pascal.
Pascal played with Golden State. He also
Golden State. Okay, yeah.
He, that's Donovan Mitchell boy. They won championships in what they played. Well, Eric Pascal and Jalen Brunson won 2 titles together in Villanova. In Villanova. You know, they won a national championship together, both of them. And
Can you hear me?
Yeah, we hear you. So
Okay.
I do think that if they do wind up losing one of them, and right now nobody has signed Eric Pascal yet. Good player though. He's a good player. So yeah, him coming up the Knicks bench with that defense and that ruggedness, and it's family affair. That's what the Knicks building down there, building a family affair down there. So yeah, you might lose Cam on Grimes, but you can't go out there and get Eric Pascal for a little nothing. That's Donovan Mitchell boy, and he played with Jalen Brunson on 2 national championships in Villanova. So it still keep the cohesion there, and that's what the Knicks is doing. The Knicks look like they building a family-oriented, constructive type of thing. That's why Mitchell Robinson came back because he said, "I want to play with my peoples because I like playing with the young guys I got." So I think it all could work out. You can go get other players. That's why I don't think it's going to be an end-all, be-all. I hate to give up Grimes, but at the same time, you got to pay to play. So you got to pay to play. You know, I don't know, man, how it's going to be, how it's going to pan out. But I'm looking forward to the end-all result. I'm just glad when it's over. I just want it to be over so we can know we're going into training camp with a certain type of team. You know what I mean? We know who we're going into training camp with. We know who we're rolling with at the beginning of the season. And we can go in there and just get it popping. But I do like the talent we have here. The upgrade, Jalen Brunson was phenomenal. That was people sleeping on that, but that was a good upgrade. That's the best point guard we had in a minute. You know, since Derrick Rose came here in 2018 when he was a little more healthier. But we'll see, guys. I think it's gonna be interesting how it go. And we're gonna get up out of here, man, pretty soon. And I know the brothers got to do their thing, man. But Friday night, Knicks, we in the building, man. Knicks will talk to Devon, Shaw, KJ events. The chat is where it's at. Y'all cats always got to pop it up in there. Frank, I'm gonna keep an eye on that Fournier, Obi, and Grimes thing. That sounds interesting to me. I like the way you put that out there. And I do think that's something that I would have to live with. Do I hate to give up Obi, but I had to live with it. You know, to get Donovan Mitchell, you got to have to sacrifice somebody. So we will see how it goes, man. Real talk. I mean, listen, man, y'all enjoy y'all weekend. I already got the breaking news thing so that shit dropped tomorrow. Next we'll talk. I already got the scene straight up. I got the Donovan Mitchell breaking news thing set up already. So when it happens, whatever it is, I'll be ready. We'll be ready. We'll talk in the building. I already got the thumbnail and everything set up. Cause you just know it can happen anything now, man. You know what I mean? For real, man. But we'll see how the ball goes, man. We gonna keep it popping, man. And talk to me, fellas. Shaw Powers, man. You know what it is, my brother.
Yo, this was a great show, man. One of the longest ones we've been on, man, and I really enjoyed this show, man. We really touched base on a lot of things, how we feel, how the chat feel, how the Knicks are going out in the mainstream right now about this Donovan Mitchell. So I just hope it gets done, man. Salute to you, KJ. Salute to you, Devon. And as always, the chat is where it's at. Salute to my guys. Peace.
Yeah, KJ events.
Listen, it's a great time to be Knicks fans right now. Again, we're gonna keep running the back, man. And these past 2 years, it's been a roller coaster. I always use the roller coaster effect, but this roller coaster is bringing some superstars to this team right now.
Mhm.
And let's just be very happy that what we got. But as always, Devon and Shy, thank you for sharing the platform with us, bringing this together as one unit. You could have been anywhere in the world, but you chose Nick Real Talk. We are family here. Please like, share, subscribe. Keep spreading that positive energy. Wherever you're at, you're watching the world, morning, good evening, good night. Welcome. Thank you for tuning in to us. Salute to you all.
Yeah. Real talk, Jarvis. To answer your question right quick, that's what I mean by that. Why I want to keep Obi. Because if let's say the Lakers did want Randle, you don't want to give out Obi. Then when you got a power forward there who could do their thing. So that's why I think you got to kind of try to keep Obi out the deal, especially if the Lakers do that thing. Which I'm hoping, Jarvis, that the Lakers do that Randle and Derrick Rose. I think that's the perfect scenario for the Knicks. Randle, Derrick Rose to the Lakers. For whoever else got to match with Russell Westbrook for Russell Westbrook and that lottery pick. Take that lottery pick and Russell Westbrook, flip it to Utah. They give you another pick to help facilitate that deal. And Danny Ainge would love to have my man because he got one. He's aspiring $47 million. He would do that with a no doubt. He would do that because that helps Danny Ainge in a great way. I'd be able to clear $47 million next year, and I got another draft pick. Or you know what? He could keep Russell Westbrook and trade him at the deadline for another pick. You know what I'm saying? So that's what Danny Ainge looking for right there, Jarvis. I'm glad you put that out there, man. I think it'll be interesting, man. But I think that's the right thing to do. Because if you move, my man, I know he's trying to go up, but that was a good thing. He kind of kept us in the field right. But if you do trade Julius Randle and Derrick Rose to Everforth to the Lakers, I think that's a good move for it. It's a win-win for the organization and all that. Donovan Mitchell, we get to be the man, him and RJ, and then you don't have to worry about how Julius Randle going to feel because them cats trying to get their shine too. So we'll see. But yo, man, salute to the chat, man. You know you cats is the best. Real talk, man. The chat is where it's at. Without you cats, ain't no Knicks Real Talk. Y'all know how we do. Make sure y'all hit that like and subscribe. Tell a friend, man. We trying to get these subs up, man. We keep this content popping all the time. Knicks Real Talk, the chat, okay, Jarvis, Johnny Davis, everybody, man. Salute to y'all. Frank Matos, my brother, Keith Turner. You know how we do, man. Will the Thrill, salute to you. Nick 100 GM, salute to you, everybody, man. Keith Turner again. Everybody, man. We appreciate y'all coming tonight with us, man. My man, Agent Super Argo, salute to you. Elton Lee, the professor. Always holding us down, man. We appreciate you, Elton Lee. You know how we do. And everybody, man, if I got your name, Tim Smith in the building. Nick P, peace to the God, peace to you. And everybody, man. Thanks for coming in today, man. Tonight, man, we just trying to bring some content to everybody, to keep us going until the season start. But we here, man. We ain't going nowhere. Knicks Real Talk, the chat, Shy Divine, KJ Events. Y'all know how we do, man. Knicks Real Talk. We ain't going nowhere. We in the building, man. Let's get it. Let's go.
Let's get it.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yeah, peace. Time for Divine Shot, KJ Events. This Real Talk's the brand. You understand how we do, my man. I'm on that Friday night Nick shit, dripping in Nick shit. Up in the world, most famous arena. Look at Click, that's the conglomerate. Nick's Real Talk is real prominent. I'm a bit like the Omicron variants, dominant. Paying homage to the cat in the chat. That's where it's at. Cause I'm hearing that. You don't care for hyperbole, you straight facts. We interact with the mob, the God. Up in the pod, the squad, the side. My entourage be on the job, my energy. Feel me tripping in 10 books. As they cook my game plan, and my brand for loot and pursuit. Going hard like the New York City gritty committee. Cause that the Knicks we know is pretty, but we all stay giddy. But we embrace the fan base like the Lakes, Anthony Mace. We create the logo with those hair space that appear like Squarespace. Staring down on the Chase Bridge, look at that Knicks City drip. And City Decks on the court, looking pretty legit. I say true to the orange and blue. I thought you knew for him a few bars to shine like Star Divine to Mount Mars. Knicks Real Talk. Here we go, let's go.
Knicks Real Talk right here. I'm representing
Knicks Real Talk.
right here.
Here we go, let's go.
We here in the building.
Knicks Real Talk.
Let's get it.
Here we go, let's go.
Yeah, for real. Yes, sir.
Knicks Real Talk.
We here.
Here we go,
in the
let's go.
building. Let's get it. Let's get it. Yeah, for real. Yes,
Let's
sir.
get it.